What is up?
What is
What's happening, people?
It's going. Well, I'm Drew from Drew Bricks.
I'm Gene from Camel City Brick House.
And I'm Tom from Art Brick Studio.
And I'm Richard from Bearded Bricks, and you're watching.
Now tell me, did that just happen? Did we just perfectly do that?
That
That's just perfect.
And
That was perfect.
That was
It's,
listen to that.
all the videos. He didn't cut himself off with these.
Oh,
you didn't cut off anybody this time, dude. It was perfect.
hey, every once in a while they say a blind squirrel finds a nut, but I believe that you can get
That's
good look at a T-bone by sticking your head up the butcher's ass. But
There you go.
however it goes.
Well, there's
Couple
enough
blocks
nuts
right
on
twice
the
a day,
screen.
so.
Man, we got one of the first comments in here. Mr. Rob Claxton has been a member for a month. Mr. Clicker.
Oh,
Claxton.
Laxton.
First of all, I want to start off. We got a guest,
Yes, we
Mr.
do.
Tom Jacobson, Mr. Art Brick Studio.
There he is.
All his information's in the description. Go like and follow his Instagram.
Go check
He's,
that out.
he builds some crazy things. Don't be fooled by the Black Falcon shirt. He's a Star Wars guy.
I wore this just for you, Richard. Just for you.
Well, it's really
There we go.
crazy how me and Tom met was last year. I went to a brick convention show in Greenville, South Carolina, and I had no idea who was going to be there. Had no idea who was even there. I woke up on a Friday morning and was like talking to my wife, and I was like, I think I'm going to go to South Carolina for a Lego thing. And she's like down there with like the SD Bricks crew, and I was like, yeah, I guess. I was like, I'm not bringing anything. I might just show up. I have a friend down there. Everyone knows Justin. And I was like, I'm just gonna go stay with him for the weekend and see what happens. And she's like, all right. So I packed up and drove 3.5, 4 hours down there, and stayed the weekend and ended up meeting Tom actually. So it was one of those things.
It was a religious experience because one of my main, my big centerpiece mock that I had done for my brick convention exhibit was this big 3x4 foot by 2 foot castle, and then I think it was the SC Bricks that introduced me to Richard, and it's like, oh my God, I'm in. This is a religious moment. It's like I'm not worthy. What the? It's like I said, Richard, what do you think of my castle? Is it up to your standards and all that? It's like I was panicked for a second. It's like, wow, it's like you need royalty.
One of the guys in the lug was like, he was like, you didn't bring the castle, or were you afraid of the competition? I was like, what do you mean? And they were like, have you not been to the back room? And I'm like, dude, I've not left the square that I'm standing in the past like 2 hours. And they're like, you've got to go to the back room and see this guy's castle. And like the way they had it set up was you kind of like walked through the venue, and as you were like exiting, there was another room that had all of Tom's stuff in it, because that was all yours, right? That whole room.
Yeah, they kind of stuck me in that back room, and it actually turned out pretty well because it was right by the entrance. And I thought, people would just walk through and not really notice the room, but I got noticed pretty well. And unfortunately, the castle was meant to be kind of put in the middle of my exhibit, so it would have a 360 walk around viewing ability. But there was not a lot of room in that room, so I had to kind of shove it against the curtain, so it only had like a 270 degree view, but it still looked pretty good.
See, that was another
people
thing.
Still liked it.
I didn't come through the front door. I was brought in through the back. I will have to admit, they snuck me in, if you would. They snuck me in and brought me up front and was like, "Hey, Grayson, this is Richard." And Richard, I just like stood there, and Grayson was like, "Oh, you're Bearded Bricks." I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Are you setting up here? Because I don't remember. I don't know if we got room for it." I was like, "No, I'm just here." They were like, "Oh, well, you're welcome in. Here's a badge." I mean, everything was last minute. Everything was last minute.
That was a good show. It was the venue was small, and I think it's going to be there again this year at that Shriners Club. So I think it's going to be
to that, but I will see you when they come, because you're going to come to Brick Convention when they go to Durham, right?
That's correct. Yep, that's in May.
Durham's only an hour away from my house. I won't display there, but I'm going to drive down and hang out for the day.
Cool.
Heck yeah.
I've got my displays. My displays are lined up, and I'm going to Brick Universe. I'm going to Brick Fair, and I'm going to Brix Borough. And after that, the castle is done. I will no longer need to have it. It's coming apart. I think it. I keep joking because Brix Borough is like the smaller of the three shows, but I keep saying that I might destroy it at Brix Borough.
So I'm not going to get to see it in person, huh?
Well, how far are you from North Carolina?
About 9.5 hours to Charlotte.
Well, if you start now.
Are you in Georgia or
I am in Northwest Florida, actually.
Oh, okay, Northwest
I'm
Florida.
in the Panhandle, and I'm actually on Central Time, so it is 7:08 my time right
Gotcha.
Well, I'll make you a deal. I'll make you a deal. If you pay the right price, I'll bring you the castle on my way to Disney in October.
now. Okay.
And I won't destroy it. I'll just drop it off, and instead of seeing it in person, you could own it in person.
You could have brought it to Disney 3 weeks ago. I was in Orlando 3 weeks ago for a Brick Convention show. So
Really?
yeah, that was the first one.
How did it go?
It went very well. I had a lot of fun because I missed the Brick Convention show in Orlando last year because I wasn't ready yet. Because I had just come to terms and had to come to agreement with Grayson. I think it was the second or the third week in January of last year. And then all of a sudden I started building like crazy. I was, going 24/7 because I missed the Orlando show in March and I missed the Minneapolis show in April. And I went up to the Memphis show in the third week in April. And that was my first show because by that time I got everything done. But it was under the gun. That big castle build that you saw, that my centerpiece, I literally finished that in 3 weeks.
Oh wow!
Yeah, because that was crazy. Because all of a sudden I'm looking at the calendar, I'm thinking, oh my God, I only got 3 weeks left before the Memphis show, and I still have to package and box and crate and everything up. So yeah,
I'm playing that game right now. I gotta have it ready to go. The castle completely. So the castle's not completely done. I just displayed it last 2 weekends ago in Columbia, South Carolina, but there was a base plate that just wasn't even there for. It's just like, all it's going to be is literally dirt for all like the oncoming army to stand on. And then there was 2 base plates that weren't finished because I ran out of all the dirt pieces I had, and I brought it anyway. And I promised myself that I won't rebuild it on the table and I won't finish it until I clean up this mess behind me. Cause I have I can literally reach behind me in any direction and just pull up Lego, by the bags. And I've got an order from 2 years ago from Lug Bulk that I don't even know why I ordered them, but I have pieces here that I just never put up. Yeah. So I promised myself that I'm not putting it out on the table. I'm not finishing it until then because I have until the last weekend of June.
Well, that's the problem with Lug Bulk. You order it, the early part of the year, and you get it maybe mid-year, sometime during the summer, and you try to plan ahead. But by that time, you change your mind, and all of a sudden you said, "I'm gonna build something different," and all the stuff that you order from Lug Bulk just says, "Wow, why did I even order this?"
The past 2 years, I did that. This year, I did not do that. This year, I made sure that I got pieces that were for I ordered those pieces. Well, I take that back. There's Black Falcons in that order that I do not need at all.
An extra 1,000.
No need for them. An extra 250.
There you go.
That I do not need at all. At all. And
I might take some off your hands there, Richard.
I don't know why I ordered them. That puts me, when that order gets here, if I'm not mistaken, that puts me at $1,375, and I don't need the 1,000 I have now. The 1,000 I put when I displayed at South Carolina, that alone was 450 minifigs, and it was crowded then. I was just stacking horses beside each other because I didn't know what to do. Drew, you're getting there. Wait till you get the castle done.
Oh,
Gene,
man.
do you have, just out of curiosity, let me know that I have a problem here. Do you have 1,000
You have a problem.
minifigs in your store?
Yeah. We got like 1,800 different minifigs and multiples of a bunch of them.
All right, that doesn't make me feel that bad.
Richard, we got 500,000 pieces in inventory.
But that, well, I know that, but that doesn't. You got to realize that means I've got. If you're talking minifigure wise, torso and legs, I have 1,300 of the same things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you
And
should feel
that,
bad about
my
it.
friends, is
And you
how
still
you know
don't have
you've
enough.
you've got an addiction. The addiction part, the first part of it is acceptance, and I've accepted it. I've admitted it. I've came clean. This is an intervention for myself, by myself.
Well, the first step to path to healing is admitting that you got a problem, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I
wouldn't call it a problem, but it's
it's not a problem. There's no issue. The bad thing is like I keep like this next mock that I'm building is also going to be. I mean, it's Battle of the Bulge, so it's 100% army based. But I mean, I'm pretty much getting 100 Germans and 100 American soldiers just to start.
They're going to be fighting Black Falcons.
Yeah. This is
the Black Falcons riding M1 tanks, or what are you doing? Or
yeah,
Sherman
this is
tanks,
the welcome to the Black Falcon verse, where they walk through a portal and they're in World War II. Somebody joked the other day, you know, back in World War II, the King or the Tiger II was the big thing for the Germans, and the Sherman was like the big thing for Americans. And I was like, how funny would it be if I put a Leopard on one side and a Abrams on the other side? And I keep thinking about it, and like, I don't know, like there's the historians that are going to see this mock, because this is actually going to Minneapolis. This is going to World War Brick.
Oh.
So I'm afraid that there is some historians that will chew me out for that. I'm trying to make this as accurate as possible, but there'll always be that one guy that walks up and he's like, well, in 1944, this tree wasn't there because I know, because I was there.
Because I blew it up with my bazooka, right? Or something like that.
There you go.
So you're doing Tiger 2s instead of Panthers? Panthers a little bit more numerous in the Battle of the Bulge, if I recall.
Well, the Tiger 2 was the big boy.
Right. That was the big heavy one, yeah.
Yeah, so the Tiger 2, my goal is, so this build will actually be big. It won't be as tall, but it'll be longer than the castle. So it's going to be 15 base plates wide. I've got to have plenty of tanks covering up this snow, because I don't want this to just look like a blank white mock. So my plan is right now I'm working on 4 Tiger 2 tanks. After that, the next vehicles will be 6 Sherman tanks and a Jumbo Sherman. The Jumbo Sherman is actually, because I'm splitting this up to where I have to look to see the exact number, but a lot of this mock is going to be Bastogne also. So there'll be a lot of destruction going on. The Jumbo Sherman will be in the Bastogne, of course, and it's going to be the tank that has the writing on it, the first in Bastogne. It's going to be set up, and everything's going to be in the town. Is going to be like half tracks and Jeeps, and then there'll be half tracks and Jeeps going out towards the snow. But I do want a lot of it to be, I guess, a lot of the vehicles they used. So I will be adding some Panthers in there, but I wanted to get the King Tigers done. I mean, not the King Tiger, but the Tiger 2 done first because of the availability of parts. It's in World War II, Germany didn't really have a lot of camouflage that was white. So all their stuff was like dark green and tan and everything like that. So when you're doing these Tiger 2s and you look at this part list, it's quite a bit. So there's a lot of pieces in this. I think each tank has, the tank tracks alone are almost 150.
Wow. It's tedious.
Yeah. And I'm also going to
Yeah.
try to do this. I don't know if any of your mocks are like this. I know Drew is done the couple of mocks he's done. I don't think are like this, but I'm going to try to make it to where all the buildings sit down in a spot. That way, when I display them or travel with them, I can throw all the base plates in a box and then all the houses in a box and then just separate when I get there.
Oh, have like an actual place for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how I built my castle last year. Was that I had I built it on 20 32 by 32 base plates, 4x5, and I built it up where built up the groundwork so that all the buildings, the keep and all the walls of the castle and all that were on tile, and then I built up the base plates, around it so that the buildings fit perfectly right through the groundwork on top of the tiles, and that worked out pretty well.
That's exactly my plan. I'm gonna start with, of course, like a Mills plate, and then I'm gonna go 2 bricks high off of that, just so I can show like depth anyway. And then when I do the 2 bricks, or every building is going to be, it'll be sunk down by 2 plates. That way I've got like the bottom structure that's holding it together, and then it'll sit down on basically like a frame. That way I'm thinking it'll be a lot easier than the castle, because the castle's all built together and the houses that are in the village just kind of sit on top on like jumper plates. So I'm hoping this idea works a little better.
Yeah, it should. Yeah, it worked perfectly for me.
Maybe you can come design it then, so I don't have to.
Be more than happy to do that. Yeah, because all the walls of the castle and the keep and everything, and a couple buildings that I had, the gate and everything, the gatehouse and all that. Yeah, it was like I said, sitting on top of the tiles, and then it was like sunk in by 2, sometimes 3 plates deep, depending on how high I had the grass or the groundwork around the outside of the outside castle walls. So it was pretty good. It worked out pretty well.
So in the castle, I stayed away from, like, I've got 2 trees, and of course there's like some grass places and stuff like that, but it's not like each little grass piece is put side by side. So in this mock, I'm going to do a bunch of trees, but I'm still staying away from the grass because there's snow everywhere, so I'll get away with that. So yep. I've beaten the grass twice now. Drew, have you built your Skyrim mock and like ability to move it and transport it?
Yeah, that's what I'm working on. So like right now, like I made the corner piece, like it'll all be base plate split and super easy. And then like this piece is 2 base plates put together, and it can be transported really easily. So that's why like I'm also taking my time in planning exactly how I want to build it, because I don't want to do more than 2 base plates big, like 2 green base plates big. I guess that's 32 by 32, just for structural reasons of picking it up.
When I went to Target, that was the boxes that Walmart, that's the boxes that I found, was you could fit 2 base plates in it. There was like maybe a half an inch on each side. So even if it did move, it wasn't like slamming up against, it's just kind of wiggling.
Yeah.
That's how I made the build, I guess, the size I did.
And I'm thinking like the castle face will be a facade, but then the base plates inside of it will have like what looks like the inside of the castle with the courtyard and stuff like that. So technically it'll be like another wall built up to it, and that way it'll look super clean. That way I can hide the filler brick, so it's just more structural for moving. And so just taking my time and I'm going to display it when I display it.
It's crazy tall,
right? I mean,
why would you plan it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm also supposed to move in June, and I don't know where yet.
Oh.
And so it's kind of one of those things of,
Drew, I've already told you
to move easily.
I've already told you 3 times you cannot come stay with me.
That's not fair. You keep sending invites at 3:00 in the morning, so
that's for different purposes. I want you to I need snacks.
Yeah, moving, boy, Drew, moving really sucks. I mean, it really does. And when I moved down here to Florida from Illinois for almost 3 years ago, we packed up the house, and then we came down. We actually were living in a temporary house while we were building our new house. And all my Lego, all the stuff, behind me here, it was packed up in shipping crates at the mover's warehouse for almost 8 months.
Wow.
So I had, from September of 2020 until basically August of 2021, I did not build one thing. It was painful.
No, I feel you, because like I'm originally from California and I live in Tennessee now. And so this last Thanksgiving, I think, I just shipped more than 350 pounds across the United States. And it obviously came destroyed. All the bags broke open.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, and there's still things that I'm literally looking at right now that I still haven't put back together yet, that I'm like, I should probably do that soon. But still the other half is still sitting over there in California, probably more than half. But
yeah, ouch.
Yeah, it's
you need to go get it.
Yeah, you want to come with me?
I mean, yeah, just book the flight and let me know when I leave.
All right, tomorrow.
As long as you're paying, I don't care.
Sure, there you go.
I mean, it's a free ride. Or we can do what everyone else seems to be able to do, and we'll put all of your flight tickets somehow on my Bricklink charge through Camel City. So Gene will pay for it now, and me and you'll just get a free ride to California.
Easy.
Let me go check the spreadsheet.
Well, we're 20 minutes in. Should we say hi to the chat?
What's up? Yeah, we said hi to some people earlier.
We got some.
There's Renee.
We got Renee. We got Brick Labs, Tim Brix Adventure. We got Crew Squadron Kennedy, my boy, Greg Dillian.
Extra Bricks
and extra Bricks in the house.
Well, hey to Tim at Tim Bricks Adventure. Tim's a great guy. Met him at a couple shows. Great guy.
Nice.
I met him last year at Brick Fair. He was a season 4, 5 Lego Master 4.
Season 4. Yeah.
4. Are we on 5? Nice. Do we have 5 yet?
I feel like 5 was a mix of them, wasn't it?
I don't know.
No, I think they're recruiting for 5 right now. I think I don't know.
Ooh, Rusty Trahan, Ariel Thang, and Trevor in the chat.
Well, we're dodging Lego Masters like.
Well, because they keep stringing you along.
Well, they're doing something. I still thought it was funny. That lady was like, well, you can try again next year. And I was like, nope, 4 times the charm. And she was like, what's that supposed to mean? And I was like, y'all have contacted me 4 times now. Y'all have led me on until I'm supposed to leave. And then something happens. I was like, I'm done. She's like, well, we'll see you next. We'll, hopefully hear from you next year. And I was like, did you not just read what I put in the chat?
Chat GPT, baby. That's all they use.
Yeah.
Chat GPT. You write a 5-page essay of why I'm not going to Lego Masters. It's crazy talk.
That's funny.
It's crazy talk.
Hey, so Drew, apparently Rob thinks you can come live with us.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
Well,
I mean,
I'm driving for Leanne, isn't it?
I'm not opposed.
Right?
Well, Leanne's moving too. He forgot to tell you that part.
Yeah, right.
You got 2 bedrooms.
Exactly.
Hey, Tori, if you're listening, you better clean out the front bedroom.
Rent's free. I mean, that's.
Yeah, exactly. I'll come work for you, Gene. $22 an hour.
And Tori's in there going, no.
22. That's cheap. I was charging them 28.
Right?
You got Jesse's Brick Galaxy. What is up?
What's up?
Well, Gene, you got some of those. One of the 4 orders you got this week to go over.
Yeah, I think we got 4 this week.
I didn't order anything this week. I did not. Let me repeat that. I did not place a Lego order. I have not placed a Lego order since Sunday.
How do you feel?
Pretty good, because my United Bricks order came in, and that's the one I've been waiting on. So
I just placed 2 Bricklink orders today, so that's good.
Yeah,
I was going to.
I did my thing.
I have a cart ready to pull the trigger for Miss EMS.
There you go.
I've been going through making sure I got everything in there. I have since I've been cleaning up.
Is EMS on the feed?
Yes, sir.
Hey, hate EMS. One of my favorite Brickling suppliers.
We
Are they suppliers or dealers at this point?
well, I mean,
Well, that's a good question. What's the difference?
Right.
yeah,
because I got ordered from EMS last year. It was after the Greenville show, and then they shipped it, and then we were commenting back and forth, and they said, "Yeah, we were there at the Greenville show," and I go, "You were?" And they said, "Yeah," and we saw you, and I go, "Well, why didn't you say something or identify yourself?" And I forgot what she had said on the comments, but then she said, "Well, we did buy one of your autographed sig figs." So I said, "Well, thank you very much. That was very kind of you."
I had the entire SC lug wondering what Renee had done. So Renee brought me 2 pretty good sized Lego boxes full of Pick-a-Brick cups, but they were closed boxes. So, you know, we're in a place where there's vendors, everybody's walking around, people are grabbing things, buying things. And one of the guys in SC Lugs had a Bricklink order show up at his house that morning. So he brings the Bricklink order, and his Bricklink order is literally like I don't even have a box. It's literally like maybe a foot by foot like shoebox. Mm-hmm. He's like going over all this stuff. Well, then Renee walks in and hands me over the table these 2 massive Lego boxes. And they were like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "Man, it's just stuff." And they're like, "Nah, she owns a Bricklink store. What is that?" And I'm like, "It's just stuff for the castle." And they're like, "Well, are you going to open it?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "It's, you know, if it's packaged, why would I open it?" And for like a good 3 or 4 hours, they were like, "Come on, just tell us what it is." Will said that he was going to place an order from Gene, and 3/4 of the stuff he had in his cart was sold already.
Goes hot.
Wow.
You got to beat him. It goes flies off.
I guess I'm on a show with Gene right now. Looks like I got to place I'm going to be placing an order with Camel City one of these days, or I feel obligated. I got to do that.
Just message me first time. We shoot you a coupon.
Okay.
They
Gene, where are you located, Gene?
We're in North Carolina.
About 10 minutes down the road from me.
Okay.
That's the issue. It's really weird. Their delivery system is weird. Some woman shows up in a Toyota. She's like, "Here's your Bricklink order."
Everybody at Richard's work thinks it's his drug dealer.
There you go.
Well, what's weird is like the way that Subaru is set up is the advisors have nothing but windows around them, and they face the outside, where I'm all the way behind them. So most of them have been on the stream at some point to see like who Gene is anyway. So like I'll run outside and come back in with like a baggie full of Lego or something, and they're like, "Your dealer here?"
At least this was a baggie full of brick, not a baggie full of other white stuff, right?
Yeah. Well,
At
this point, it would probably been cheaper if I just done drugs.
I'm surprised someone hasn't made that a white brick yet.
Yeah. Or a bag full of white studs or something like that, right?
Right.
I went to the Lego store Saturday with Legion, and they had 2x4 tiles. That's the only reason I went. And
what color? White?
White. I stood there for a good maybe 45 minutes with him and my wife both doing one too. We completely filled Pick-a-Brick boxes, like stacked them that way I could get like as many as I could. And then I went to the wall and they had 1x4s, so I did a box of 1x4s. And I like came back home and like I slammed one on the table and opened it, and I was like, I got them kilos.
Was this the Charlotte store, Richard?
Yeah, well, Concord Mills.
Oh, Concord Mills, okay.
All the whites should be in most people's store, because I found somebody posted on the Facebook page. There's a Facebook page that like goes around and tells what's in each store, and it's a pretty common piece. When I called Concord to see if they had it, they hadn't put it out yet. So I looked out, and I will tell y'all that 4 pick-a-brick boxes, if stacked, will completely clear out a big Lego box brand new.
Oh, really?
Huh?
The 2x4 tiles, if you stack them in the pick-a-brick box, you can, if you do 4 of them, you can clear out the box they come in.
Wow.
Okay,
I don't know if I have that much patience for tile.
Well, when you save the money that I did on white,
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
it really does. Because white's like, me and Gene did like the fast math. Well, he did a lot of the fast math. I just figured out that they were like anywhere from 17 to 25 cents a piece on Bricklink. And he did some quick math to find out you can at least fit 400 in a box.
Wow.
So
yeah.
that's
I bet.
That's I quadrupled my value there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever I'm in a city with a Lego store, I got to take advantage, because where I live down here in the Panhandle of Florida, the nearest Lego store is Atlanta, and that's 5.5 hours away. So, boy, whenever I get to I'm near a Lego store, I got to take advantage of that. When at the Orlando show, 3 weeks ago, we went. Me and my buddy Patrick Durham, one of the Lego Masters from Lego Masters Season 3. Him and I are pretty good buddies. We went to the Disney Springs store there, and it's a big store. I mean, it's a big pick-a-brick wall, but it was not good. I mean, it just I wasn't really happy with the choice of elements there.
Yeah.
The thing I hate the most about the Disney Springs Lego store is there's nothing there that's like, I really thought that would be one of the stores that had something unique that you could only get there.
Right.
And they don't. Like, even if it was just like, I mean, how many Mickeys do they print a year and put in all these sets? Why wouldn't they just have like a Disney Springs specific, like even something dumb, like maybe Mickey in like a Disney shirt that says like Disney Springs 23 and then 24 and then 25. Like I know for a fact there's people that would buy, just about everybody in there would buy one because it's like a souvenir. The only thing that they had that's specific to that store are those coffee mugs.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes, I saw those. I almost got one, but I said I'm not a big coffee drinker.
But if they would have had a Mickey with a Disney Springs 24 on its chest, would you have bought it?
No.
Oh, well.
No. No, I'm not a big Mickey fan. I call me dumb, call me stupid, call me a traitor, but I'm not a big Mickey fan. I mean, I always liked Disney. I liked all the Disney classic movies, but I don't know, just
he's dissing the mouse.
Yeah.
I honestly kind of agree with him. Like, I'm a big Disney fan, but like Mickey Mouse is just Mickey Mouse. It's not like I'm seeking Mickey Mouse.
I agree 100% with y'all on that aspect. I mean, the mouse doesn't do anything for me.
I think the silhouette, like the Mickey Mouse logo, is more important to me than like a Minnie Mouse or Mickey Mouse minifigure or whatever.
Extra Brick says nobody wants to drive near Atlanta. The roads suck. Trevor said the coolest Lego store he's visited was the Mall of America. And Mr. Rob Claxton said the closest store to me is Lawrenceville, Alpharetta, Greenville, and Charlotte, which is all roughly 3 hours away.
Wow.
See, I've got Concord Mills is an hour and a half from me. Raleigh is an hour and a half from me. And there's another one in Raleigh. It's roughly like an hour and 45 from me.
Raleigh? There's two?
Isn't there? Charlotte. Or Charlotte. Yeah. Sorry.
South Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yeah, South Charlotte is the Concord Mills, right? That's the one.
No, that's east of Charlotte.
Oh, it is. What's the name of the one again? The one that was on the south side of Charlotte. That was the good one. I really liked that. It's in that mall.
The Concord Mill store is the store that always takes care of me.
Okay.
I did have a moment where it was a little strange. I went to go like check out, and as I'm checking out, this guy's like, who works there obviously, is like, why are you buying all that white tile? And I was like, because I was like, I'm building a mock for one of the military guys, and I was like, it's gonna go up to Minneapolis, and I'm doing Battle of the Bulge, and he's like, you're kidding me, and I was like, no, not at all. I was like, it's gonna be pretty big, and he's like, how big? So I'm like explaining it to him, and he's like, I've never really seen anything that big in person, like mock wise. He goes, normally when there's a convention around here, I'm stuck at work, and I was like, you need to take off one day and come down to like see one, and he's like, I got a random question for you, and it's going to sound really weird. I was like, what's that? He's like, do you have a castle? And I was like, yeah. He's like, I follow you on Instagram. I was like, yeah. I was like, it's pretty big. I was like, the Battle of the Bulge is going to be bigger than the castle. And he's like, why?
Like, that's funny.
Because
that's
a battle covered a lot of ground. That's why.
Yeah.
Got BDD Builds says, good evening all. I live in Maryland and there are 4 stores within 90 minutes of me.
What's up, BDD?
Well, that's great. So that's what I was used to. When I was still up in the Chicago area, there's 5 or 6 Lego stores in the Chicago area. And the office that I worked was in Schaumburg, which is not even 5 minutes away from where Brick World Chicago is held. And that is just north of the mall where the Schaumburg Lego store is. So I used to go to the Lego store every day, maybe every other day on my lunch hour, because it was only a 5-minute drive from my office. So that was pretty sweet. So, but then if the Woodfield Mall store didn't have what I want, there was a Northbrook store, there was the Orland Park store, there's the store.
That would be like
Chicago.
That's a once a weekend thing. You hop in the car and you make the ring. Like you got to.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot in the Chicago area. In fact, they just opened or are opening the new Bricks and Minifigs store in Schaumburg.
Well, see, that's one of the things that I'm not going to mention how I know or where I heard this from, but I've been told there's a Bricks and Minifig store coming within like 15 minutes from my house.
Oh.
And I'm going to let you know that if that guy becomes a millionaire, I'm hating every one of y'all, because I kept telling Gene, I was like, we need to open up like a Lego store down here. And everybody's like, well, it'll probably fail because there's not enough traffic. If it succeeds, I'm putting nails in all y'all's tires.
Our last show on the Brick Convention tour was in Columbus, Georgia last year, and I was looking to see if there was anything in or around Columbus. And when I Googled it, it showed or said that there was a Bricks and Minifigs in Columbus, but it evidently closed because it wasn't there anymore.
Well, so far, the one in Greenville seems to do good, but I believe that one in itself is kind of like whoever set that up, I didn't really know, but they're kind of smart, because that's right in like the mecca of SC Lug. So everybody that's in SC Lug like goes there. The one that's in Huntersville, North Carolina, I've been there twice, and both times I've been there, there's been quite a bit of people in there. So I don't know. There's, according to what everybody is saying, there is 2 that are opening up. One 15 minutes away, and one. How far do you think Cartersville is from us, Gene?
15 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes, 15 minutes.
It's 15 from us, 30 from you.
Yeah. Will said, I live 2 minutes away from the Lego store in Annapolis, and it's very dangerous.
I bet it is.
And I don't know. So I went through like a weird phase. I don't know if you want to call it a phase, but I don't really order off.
It's not a phase, Dad.
Yeah, it's not a phase, Dad. I don't really order off of Bricklink much anymore, unless it's like if it's a piece I need large quantities of, I go straight to Lego. Unless I'm not gonna lie, I do hit there's like 5 Lego store or 5 Bricklink stores that I pretty frequent at. I hit them to see what they have, and if they don't have it, I immediately go to Lego. I don't really try to buy too much off the pick a brick wall. I feel like it never has elements that I can really use.
No, but when I was in Charlotte back in January, it had a lot of great usable elements, and I walked out of that store with 15 boxes. It was great. My wife and I mean, she's still grumbling to herself at this point in time, but we sat there, and stacked, plates and bricks and all that. We were there for almost 4 hours.
Wow.
But but
I'm gonna let you
like I
know right
said,
now. If I had my wife helping me for 4 hours stack bricks, I would have like a black eye or something. I would probably owe her like a really good dinner.
But thank goodness it was wintertime. It was chilly up there. It was in the 20s when we were up there, and otherwise we would have been sweating our brains out sitting there in the store with our coats on. And but she was a trooper, and she helped me stack all these bricks. And like I said, 15 boxes later, it was a great visit.
So BDD said something I've known for a little while. There's a new Lego factory opening up in Northern Virginia, and it will have a pick-a-brick area like the one in Germany.
Sheesh.
And I know that
that's dangerous.
Yeah, down there in Florida, you're a little further away, but Northern Virginia, from me, Gene, and Drew, is all about. I don't know how about Drew, but it's about 5 hours, 4.5, 5 hours for me and Gene.
Yeah,
it's actually not horrible for Drew. He goes straight up to Knoxville and straight across.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we just go straight up 52.
No, we go over and go up 95.
Where in Virginia again? Say again.
It's just Northern Virginia. I'm not sure which part. I've been told like 15 times. Because the funny thing is we had a guest a couple weeks ago, Harold No More. It's going to be like, I think it's within like 40 minutes of No More's house.
I think it's near Richmond.
That would be bad if you had an ability to have a pick-a-brick wall within 30 minutes of your house. That's paychecks are done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily it's about a 14.5, 15-hour drive for me. That's why I kind of calculated to go to Brick Fair. And
you need to go to Brick Fair.
Yeah, it's 14.5, 15 hours away. And
sheesh.
Yeah, for me, it's a long drive. Yeah.
That's heavy.
Yeah. Like I said, it was a 9.5 hour drive up to Charlotte for me, because that's where, we drove up there in January. I don't know if I mentioned this to you, Richard, but one of my builds from last year's tour, that AT-AT Star Wars build that I had, that was kind of one of my showpieces that I had. I sold that to a guy when Brick Convention was in Springfield, Massachusetts. A guy came up to me and he said, his name was Chris. He says, "Tom, if you were to sell that, how much would you sell it for?" And I go, "I've never really thought about it." And he says, "Well, if you were to sell it, how much?" And I told him this is about what I would probably ask for it. And he kind of said, "Oh," and then he walked away. About 10 minutes later, came back. He says, "I'm serious." He said, "Here's my email address. Here's my name. Here's my phone number. When you're done with the tour, give me a shout." And I did. I was Sunday at the Columbus show in Georgia, which was the last show. I emailed him. I said, "Chris, are you still interested?" He says, "Absolutely." So we settled on the price, and he said, "Let's pick a date after the holidays." And he drove down from Springfield, Massachusetts. I drove up from Florida. We met in Charlotte. That's how I ended up in Charlotte. And he drove down Thursday. I drove up Thursday. Friday morning, we met for breakfast, talked for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. And then once we were done, I went up to my room, wheeled down my build. He gave me a cashier's check, and he drove straight back to Massachusetts that day.
That's the first time I think I've ever heard somebody like talk about buying a mock.
That's crazy.
Yeah, my big hangar mock that I built this year, which I titled Imperial Tactical Operations, which is my new centerpiece for my exhibit at the Brick Convention shows this year. And I showed it at Atlanta, last month at Atlanta BrickCon.
That was pretty cool to see.
And well, thank you so much. It was a lot of fun to build. And 3 weeks in Orlando, barely 10 minutes into the show, I had a woman come up to me. She says, "I'm interested in buying your Imperial Tactical Operations. How much would you ask for it?" I go, "Seriously?" I said, "Wow." I said, "Talk to me at the end of October."
Like 10 grand.
I had a kid that I don't really know how to explain this much without like having like backup, but Justin's not in the chat anymore. But me and Justin went to Brick Fair when I had my city, and there was a Sentinel from X-Men that I had built, and it was built into a base plate. And the guy was like, "What would you sell this entire mock for?" He was like, "I want it all," because it had like, I mean, there was probably 20 buildings. I built my own Stark Tower, my own Sanctum Centaurum. There was just like, there was a lot there. And I was like, I'll be honest with you, I was like, I'll sell everything with the minifigs. I was like, there was just 2 Brick Mania tanks in it. I was like, I want the 2 tanks. I was like, you can have everything else. And he set a price. I set a price that was like $500 higher because he wasn't that far off to what I figured I would have asked. And he was like, how do I get it back home? And I was like, once you hand me the cash, that's your problem. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, it's only like Thursday. I was like, homie, I'm going to let you know right now, if you're offering to buy this mock, you can have it now. And I was like, I'll do whatever. I was like, you can stand here behind it and tell people it's yours for all I care. And we kept joking. And he came back and he was like, well, I'm not going to be able to buy the whole thing because I don't know how to get it back. He's like, I have an empty suitcase in my car that I plan to bring like Lego in. He was like, do you think you could fit some buildings in there? And I'm like, I'm going to be honest with you. I was like, you're kind of wasting time at this point. Because I was like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what you want to hear. He finally admitted that he really wanted the building that the Sentinel's in. And I was like, I'll sell it to you all. I named a price. And, of course, I never seen him again. So that was kind of
Yeah. Yeah, it's nuts. It's just, until that Springfield show, I just had never thought about selling any of my builds. And then we were in Mobile, Alabama, the first weekend in September. Actually, it was the weekend after Labor Day. And I had one lady come up to me, wanted to buy one of my, Star Wars, my famous Star Wars Frank Lloyd Wright mashups. And, but I never did contact her afterwards. I really didn't want to sell it. And then when we were in St. Louis for the Brick Convention show, I had the guy come up to me. He was from the Kansas City Bricks and Minifig store, and he was wanting to buy one of my Lord of the Rings builds for display at the store. And I really didn't want to do that, so I didn't do that. So,
Tom, I want you to back up a minute. Tell me about this Star Wars Frank Lloyd Wright mashup.
Well, that's been kind of one of my trademarks in the last few years, which has kind of created some of my notoriety in the hobby. I'm a big Frank Lloyd Wright / architect buff or fan. Again, I'm originally from the Chicago area, and there's a lot of Frank Lloyd Wright in and around the Chicago area because that's where he's kind of from.
You mean like the whole Oak Park district?
Exactly. My wife and I used to take our car, put our bikes on the back of the car, drive down to Oak Park, which was about an hour drive from where we used to live, and just take our bikes and drive around, Oak Park and River Forest there, go to his home and studio. And, there's like 36 homes just in Oak Park and River Forest. And so, we got big into Frank Lloyd Wright. In fact, my wife and I were both members of the Frank Lloyd Wright Trust and the Frank Lloyd Wright Foundation. And at this point,
we are.
Yeah. And
so my wife knew I was a huge Frank Lloyd Wright fan. I am an architect. And my uncle went to school under Frank Lloyd Wright at Taliesin.
Oh, yeah.
It's
up in Wisconsin?
Yeah. No, he was in Taliesin West, actually.
Oh, in Phoenix. Okay.
Yeah.
I visited both. Yeah.
Yeah. We've gone through twice, and both times we've gone through by Taliesin West, they've been closed for whatever reason on the day we're going through. So we've missed it twice, but we've been to Taliesin in Wisconsin. We've been to the Johnson Wax stuff. We've done a bunch of stuff in Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois, San Francisco, Sausalito, been all over. And she knew I was a huge Frank Lloyd Wright fan when on our first big road trip we did with Mini Coopers, I took her to Falling Water. Yeah, and she had no clue. She had no clue how immersive that could be. So for my birthday that next year, she gave me the Lego Frank Lloyd Wright set.
Oh, sure.
So I trumped it, and I bought the Roby house.
Oh, boy.
And gave it to her for Christmas. And I said, here you go. And she says, good, we can build this on the stream. This was when Richard had first started the stream. And I was like, no, it's not happening until you visit there. You have to go before you can build it.
Okay.
So needless to say, our next road trip north, we hit Johnson Wax. We stayed in Oak Park for a couple days. And she got to experience my favorite building of his, which is Unity Temple. That's my absolute
Oh
favorite
yeah,
building
that's
he's ever done.
been there, done that. Yeah, it's actually cool. My favorite is Roby House. I really
love
love
Roby.
Roby House, and I love Falling Water. That was gorgeous. In fact, the build that the lady from Mobile, Alabama, wanted to buy from me was the Frank Lloyd Wright Star Wars house that was inspired by Falling Water. So that's the one that she wanted to buy. But yeah, it's fantastic. So anyway, so yeah, I'm a big Frank Lloyd Wright fan, and obviously I'm a big Star Wars freak, like Richard knows. And I wanted to do something unique with Star Wars because, prior to that, and you see it everywhere. There's hundreds and thousands of builds out there that are based on ships and clone troopers and stormtroopers and battles and stuff like that, and hangars and control rooms and stuff like that, which are all cool. I do it. You can see it with my new big build, new big hangar build, but I just wanted to do something unique. So I thought, hey, why don't I just say, what if Frank Lloyd Wright lived in the Star Wars universe, and what if certain characters from the Star Wars movies came up to him and said, hey, Frank, build me a house. On my home planet or wherever. And so that's what I've done. I've taken certain Star Wars characters and say, what if, so-and-so hired Frank Lloyd Wright to build them a house, what might it look like? And so that's basically what I've done. I've done 6 of them so far. The first one, which has been in pieces now because I really didn't like it at first, even though it did appear on Beyond the Brick back in Brick World. I brought it to Brick World 2019 in Chicago. It was what if Uncle Owen, Luke Skywalker's Uncle Owen hired Frank Lloyd Wright to build him a house on Tatooine. What might that look like? And so that was the number one. I didn't like it. I tore it down after the show. But then number 2 was the Krennic House. With director Krennic from the movie Rogue One hired Frank Lloyd Wright to to build him a house, and it was a dark bluish gray Usonian L-shaped Usonian style house, dark bluish gray with dark blue trim, and it was. And then I built a pad next to it that was a pad for a shuttle, and I did all the lighting and all that stuff. It was gorgeous, and that I brought that to Brick World finally in 2022, and I got a nomination for Best Small Building with that. But that was number 2. Number 3 is I built a rebuild of the Uncle Owen Lars house, which is still existing, which I had on tour with me last year on the Brick Convention tour, which I plan on bringing to Brick World Chicago this year for the first time, because I haven't brought it there yet. Number 4 was the Wedge Antilles house, the famous Rebel pilot. Wedge asked Frank Lloyd Wright, build me a house on Endor. So I built Falling Water house in Endor next to, of course, a waterfall. And number 5 is the Hoth ski chalet, which I had at Atlanta BrickCon last month. What if General Reiki from the Rebel base on Hoth built a ski chalet for the recreation of the troops of the Rebel troopers there? What might that look like? And so I had that, and then the last one I finished, which I first showed 3 weeks ago in Orlando on the Brick Convention tour, was I did another Wedge Antilles house, because I really, even though it was beautiful, I really didn't personally like the Falling Water style house. If I could have done it again, I'd do it, but I built a different one. And then I built, like I did with the Krennic house, I built a landing pad next to it that I got his X-Wing on.
Mm.
So, and that turned out beautiful. It was a big hit at the Orlando show, 3 weeks ago. So, and again, that's the house that's going to be on tour with me with the Brick Convention tour all year. So basically, the two houses, the two I'm bringing on the Brick Convention tour this year is the new Wedge Antilles house, which is based upon a prairie style, 2-story prairie style house, and then the white ski chalet, Hoth ski chalet house. So those are the two Frank Lloyd Wright mashups that I'm bringing with me on the Brick Convention tour. And so I've had
So are all of these on your Instagram?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yep. Except
my wife just snuck in over here and said, "I got to see these."
Okay. Absolutely, they are all on there.
Now get back in the basement.
So anyway, Gene, that's my foray into the Frank Lloyd Wright Star Wars mashups. Like I said, it's unique, and everybody loves them. And they said it's such a unique concept. And like I said, I wanted to do something unique within Star Wars that's not the typical ships, battles, troopers, stuff like that.
Man,
Y'all
don't make me feel that bad for dragging my wife to Dayton, Ohio to look at airplanes and stuff.
That is a great museum.
I've never been, but we're going next year. We're making the stop on the way to World War Brick.
Yeah, we've been there twice, and it's a great museum at Dayton there, the Air Force Museum. Yeah, it's a great museum.
Mm-hmm. Well, should we start doing some guessing?
I was about to say, Gene, did you get ready?
Yeah.
Look at that. He's ready to go. He was like,
We said it. Well, let's get going on the GBC.
Dang it. Luke Skywalker, GBC.
The only reason I started with this one is it's a throwback to what we talked about last week. If you remember when Tori was in here, look, somebody's ordering half of a turntable again.
Yeah, but there was a couple purchases last week with the big one, only the half.
Yeah. Oh, I don't get it. They just bought the halves, but so anyway, we'll have a bunch of them that are just big bulk stuff, but this was kind of weird. It's all light blue, gray, dark blue, gray, black, a few tan, and then boom. Why those colors?
I don't know. I went with all those all those plate wedges. I'm kind of with Drew on that. That's ATST.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, because look, there's literally a stormtrooper on the bottom left.
Yeah.
Or they're piecing out the big AT-AT.
No, because none of those wedges are in the AT-AT.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I don't have it, so I wouldn't know.
I'll sell it to you.
No, you won't.
$12.50.
$12.50. I don't have that.
The interesting thing on this one's all the hinge bricks.
Mm.
I mean, same kind of color concept. You see hinge bricks, hinge plates.
They're just trying to fulfill an order. They needed some pieces that you had, is all that was.
That's usually how it works.
Whoa.
A Naboo starfighter.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Almost looks like Anakin starfighter.
With wheels and tires?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that. Nope.
This looks more like, oh, you got this. Oh, you got that. Well, I'm here for these parts for my order, but you got these as well, so we'll grab some of that.
Or they're building something construction.
Yeah, that looks like Old City. I mean, Old Space.
Yeah.
Old Space.
Yeah,
Old City or Space is what.
Yeah,
I was thinking Old Space.
Yeah.
Old Space.
Oh, no.
Space.
That's the ATRT.
Oh, it is. It is.
501st ATRT.
Yep.
You're right. Yes, you're right. I got two of them. Yeah, I got two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black.
GBC.
Oh. GB, yeah.
And black. And black.
Batman mock.
Batman.
But that's what I told Tori. 1,000 pieces of black. Batman.
I don't feel so bad for ordering 26
Minecraft
pieces in white.
That's what I thought, Drew. I figured you'd jump on that one. Oh, except this is the old brittle brim.
Yeah, I don't know how you packaged that and touched it and not break.
They
Yeah.
they like
Gene, I don't know how you breathed on that and it didn't break.
they like to live life.
Notice
by
it's
the beach.
protected. Notice it's protected. We did
Very
not open that
protected.
bag again.
It's
Look
broke.
at
You
reddish,
just don't know
just
it
regular
yet.
reddish brown is terrible. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's
I got to
awful.
order twice as many as I need because I end up breaking half of them
Yeah.
during my assembly.
Are those two motors?
That's what I'm looking at.
No,
Those
those
look
are
like-
like the back clip pieces.
Yeah, but they kind of look like pullback motors.
I can tell you my motor doesn't work.
Those are curved
Well,
slopes.
I
That's
definitely
because you-
smashed those valves, dude.
Is
you
it, does it
yinged
look
when you
like,
should have yanged.
is it a train? Is that a train?
Almost.
Possibly.
It's
Maybe.
interesting.
But
It's just the
but
colors
they-
are
once
so
again,
random.
as soon as we put these Bionicle chain pieces in, they disappear. And
Uh,
all the Hero Factory
Bionicle
stuff,
GBC.
Yeah, GBC.
more Bionicle. So this is the start of a theme you're going to see. We put probably, I don't know, 3,000 or 4,000 Bionicle pieces in inventory, and over half of them are gone already.
President. Oh.
Lord Business.
Yeah, the smiling one. He's the more expensive one.
Water.
Yeah,
This
water.
is definitely landscape on a mock because you got
Ninjago.
water, you got dirt, you got grass.
Ninja Go.
More
Old
black,
Space.
but
Oh,
Blacktron.
oh.
that's
Dude,
weird.
a
to
lot
have
of
this-
people are doing Tron this year, man.
They might just be what I do. I buy a lot of random animals that I don't have. I have two polar
Yeah.
bears over here that I never plan to do. Well, take that
It's-
back. Polar bears can go in the mock because it's snow. That's
There you
fine.
go.
Do you see the Tron build that Mark Erickson is building? Do
Yeah,
you
dude,
follow
that thing
Mark?
looks great.
Oh, it's amazing. Oh,
It's a lot of
it's
bars.
incredible.
Man,
Okay,
people
so
are
these are all-
people are spitting bars.
These are all the half round tiles, and then the clip tiles, and then bars. Weird
Got the
combination.
bars. That little Wayne.
Wouldn't those be technically half oval?
Oh,
Hey, I need
So-
that dragon's tail.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's gone.
I have a Dragonwind Hotel.
The funny thing about this order is there's 4 pieces, and that's like a $60 order.
Jeez.
wow.
It's
That
crazy.
dragon tail's
Now,
like $16.
Yeah, that
that
is
one
so,
window,
you know,
that one window's
that,
$26.
Why?
that is so disappointing. You get a padded envelope in the mail, and you know it's a small bubble envelope, and it's like you look at it and said, wow, this was $80.
Yeah. It's so it always feels bigger than it is when you order it.
How much
Yeah.
do you think? How much do you think this baggie of heads costs?
$250.
250.
Yeah. No, $2.50 for all of them.
I wish. I would have bought quadruple the amount.
Probably more like 125, but
The whole order was 200, but there's like
Oh, that was pretty close.
There's like 6 minifigs too.
yo, Nate
Wow.
Builds in the house.
Got Nate builds. Trevor said he's
Chef
playing
P.
Lego Batman on the PSP right now.
There you go. I love the PSP.
I love Lego Batman.
So
There you
this
go.
order is my throwback homage to NC State getting into the Final Four.
There you go.
Somebody
How's it?
ordered a bunch of red and white the night that State won, and I was like, yes.
Train.
All right,
Train.
train.
Yeah.
Train
Two cow
GBC.
catchers, a bunch of magnets, and a motor.
The train's gonna push the ball into the next mechanism.
More Bionicle.
GBC.
No, that's a Lego tank. I just bought like 15 of those.
Oh, really?
These,
Yeah. They're on the bottom of the I don't know what I did with it. The pack.
Oh.
so this
Police
one
station.
had vehicles, so I'm thinking city over here, but then it's all dark bluish gray and black.
Cities have dark bluish, gray, and black.
Yeah, not that much.
Concrete.
Concrete.
More
Exactly.
red.
Drew gets
I
it.
don't know why. I don't know why I left this one in.
I bet
Oh,
they're
I like
building
that.
something with
That's
wheels
good.
and tires.
I like how they
So-
need 7 wheels.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
Well,
only
that
3 wheels.
3 tires that fit it, 4 tires that don't fit it, and then 1 printed boat stud.
Well, the The tires that don't fit it are for the other wheels for when it goes off road from race mode.
There you go.
Okay.
See, that's using my big brain.
Right. We're gonna fly through these.
I
I'm
don't
thinking
even care what
Bionicles.
that is. That's GBC.
Yeah, Bionicle.
Yeah, not Bionicle.
I don't know why I put a two-piece in. Oh, I did this one for Richard because he'll appreciate the Ford GT and the Bronco.
Well, I
There you
mean,
go.
of course, somebody had to
Didn't
buy
they
them.
both get the princess?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need help pushing the Fords out of the road.
Yeah.
So these things have been in inventory for years. Nobody buys them. This one guy comes in the store and buys them all.
Well, I needed them, Gene.
Wow, good for you. Wow.
Same with these pieces. We're like, who's ever going to buy those?
It was Jay.
They're gone.
Titanium J bought all of
Yeah,
them.
Titanium J bought all of that.
Wow,
Yeah,
a lot of people are
Bionicles.
buying
Wow.
Bionicle. What the heck?
My Bionicle,
That's what I was
yeah.
telling you. Bionicles.
What in the
I
world?
know nothing about
That's a
any of
fire
them.
truck.
I don't-
No, just kidding.
Oh, this
Jeff
is
said
Richard's favorite.
Subaru Bronco
15s.
GT. He's mixing completely good, reliable vehicles with something that's going to break down.
Is this more to the Land Rover order?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what the colors suggest.
Again, you got it.
More
Bionicles.
Bionicle.
Bionicle,
Jeez.
yeah.
GBC.
And
Oh my
Bionicle.
gosh.
Wow, that's eclectic.
A building.
That's a
so
modular
we
building.
were the third largest Bionicle store in the nation, and then people just started hitting us hard. I like this one. Those are all nougat parts.
Yeah, but they're building
Yeah.
a tree with a tire swing and a slide
Or slide, yeah.
There you go.
and
Treehouse.
and a wagon wheel.
Rock me, mama, like a wagon. More
Bionicles.
Bionicle. Jeez.
I bet they are building Optimus Prime.
There
Yeah,
we
that
go.
was the whole purpose of their order. I guarantee you.
engage.
And
Roll
this
out.
was a big 1,000-piece order.
Are those levers?
No, those were the little cartwheels.
Yeah, this was going to a school. There's 200 and some
Oh,
of
I
these,
see
and
it
200 and some of the skateboard wheels.
Oh, yeah.
They're
So that
building
was going to some school.
Friends.
Friends tree.
Yeah, another tree.
Friends GBC.
And
A Batmobile is the
you
wrong.
got a projectile, you got a steering rack, and 2 bat wings.
Interesting.
Batwing
What
is the
the
wrong
heck?
color.
What's up, Cajun A-Fold?
What is up? What's up, Lego History Sam?
I think this is the
Offspring.
last one. This is a guy that I think just went, oh, what have you got in Technic?
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
gonna buy a bunch of it.
A
Harry
boat.
Potter.
I don't know. It's got a bunch of Ninjago stuff. Hey, well, I bought hot dogs.
Hey, there we go. There's some hot
Hey,
dogs.
There's hot dogs.
Who got that? That has to be someone from the chat.
So Tori had a really bad experience last night finishing up the jazz club. She reads the book as she goes. Lego doesn't call those hot dogs; they call them sausages.
That's
Yeah.
disappointing.
But if you Google Lego hot dog or search hot dog, that's what pops up.
Yeah,
John Deere.
right. Yeah, John Deere.
John Deere.
John Deere Green.
A bunch of paint rollers. I'm like,
Oh, I'm pretty sure that came from a recent Star Wars set, though.
That looks like
yeah,
Greebling.
but they're used a lot for light
Yeah.
fixtures too.
Hmm.
And the little baby Grogu.
Don't you call it Grogu? It's Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda.
Whatever.
Baby Yoda.
Bizarro.
Bizarro.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Oh,
Bionicles.
Bionicle,
Oh, wow. Look at the exhaust. That's crazy.
yeah.
What's in the bag?
What's
Oh,
in the
wow.
box?
And that's the chrome one. That's the old one.
What's in the box?
That's
do
that
not know.
old city racers with the Ferrari loading truck. That thing was
And
sick.
April
What
said
is
he
it?
needs to get his hands on one
Oh,
of those boats.
Richard, she said it's a fabric tent.
Oh, nice.
Cajun AFall said he needs to get a brown boat. You know, it's something I found out on Lego's website. They got a white boat. I didn't know that existed.
Any Great Triangle of Star Wars.
Yeah. Blah, blah.
Batman.
I kind of like that one. Yep.
Batman.
Yeah, Batman.
And that's it.
Batman.
Amazing.
So that's it. Flying through them
Wow.
tonight.
A lot of Bionicle.
Drew, you wanna throw up our little segment that we got?
Yeah, let's hit it.
So first of all, while we have 20 people in here, we want to do something a little different. Y'all need to vote with us.
Mm-hmm.
We're tired of it just being us four. So from now on, you got to enter in what you think this gets because y'all's opinion matters just as much as ours.
And there's 4 of us. There's 4 of us, but we're not giving the award until there's 8 votes.
And I stuck to my word. I messaged Drew and I was like, let's do something where we don't keep bringing complete heaters to this challenge. Like when me and Drew first started this, we were challenged to find a 10. And now all of a sudden, every mock we bring to the table is a 10.
I still kind of brought a few heaters, but
I did not. Well, I brought some really cool stuff, but I don't know.
But you know, there was actually one person who sent me theirs this week.
Oh, in the chat?
Yeah, Lego Ed.
Whoa.
He added on from his last one.
I brought a couple to the table that are a little less crazy. But you want to go ahead and Rochambeau this to see who goes first before I roll that beautiful bean footage.
Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, show.
Oh.
Every time.
Oh.
Rock, paper, scissors, show. Oh my gosh. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, show. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, show.
You win.
All right, you go first.
Man, put me on the spot like that. So the first one I'm bringing to the table is not very big. It's bigger than what you'd expect.
Oh, that's cool.
I think
that is cool.
Really cool.
I love the nails sticking out. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you realize how big this is
That's massive.
until you but I mean, that thing's huge. It's big, but look at
Holy
this.
smoke.
The droid hands. That's
Droid
great.
heads are the hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
And the wand is a bar. So that wand is 6 links.
6L.
6L, yeah. So that's pretty good size.
Yeah.
I thought this was absolute. Plus, he's got a beard, so he automatically wins, right?
I like that his shoe goes through his beard. That's a good touch.
That's just the angle.
Yeah, no. Oh, okay. Dude,
Well,
I love how they stuck all the books and globes and stuck together. That looks nice.
I mean, this stuff's flawless. Like the wood planking in that floor with the nails sticking up.
No,
That's
yeah.
flawless.
What is that ring piece?
The doorknob.
It's a ring.
It's the thing that Sonic has too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the globe?
That I don't know. It's the world. It's what we live in.
Yeah, hold on a sec.
Yeah, but where's that from? There's only
I have
globes
no
I've remember
idea.
seeing are minifig heads.
Indiana Jones, Harry Potter. I think a few modular sets had them.
The globes?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, BDD says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that? Let's see.
I was counting and then you started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's 9.
Okay, 9.
BDD
9
said-
dogs on our first one.
I mean, I think this build is really freaking cool.
Oh,
We got
that's
an 8.5.
The magnifying glasses for the actual
That's
glasses.
a nice touch. I like that he added the
Yeah.
ears too.
Yeah.
Oh, the other hand is bananas.
It is.
It is.
Hey, Rusty Trahan says Ship in the Bottle set had the world globe.
Really?
Oh, really?
That's in 5 sets. It's
There we
in
go.
Metalbeard, Sea Cow, Ninjago, City Dot, Ship in the Bottle,
You got a
Cabin, and Town Hall.
That's a solid 11, my guys. Everyone changed their votes. It's
Look at
11 now.
That's like the Chewbacca outside of the Disney
Yeah.
store. But
Yeah, we got
I mean,
them solid 9s.
the
Yeah.
only thing that I don't understand about this, which of course I've not seen it in real life, but I would like to know. That's a lot of weight on them legs.
Yeah,
And the legs,
that's some
I mean,
serious gat on the legs.
so they've got some like crazy. I mean, you can see how
Yeah.
big this is like put out anyway, but they've got some crazy kind of like structure inside of here.
Yeah.
Dude, oh no, it's just counterweighted. That's why his butt's so big.
Are you
If
sure?
you think about it, go back. His head's so heavy that it's probably built back.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
And his sleeves are hollow to cut down on weight.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think this thing is
He's
flawless.
got to have flexible. He's got to have the rigid hose running up through the middle of that hand.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
He may even have the rigid hose used as his legs, and it's just counterweight balance.
No, the legs are those cylinders and the Technic pieces.
Okay.
But I mean, he definitely has to have something in between there.
What's the bottom of the leg?
His shoe. Oh, this
Yeah.
that
I like
Technic.
slippers upside down though. And one side is up, the other side's flipped
Yeah.
over.
Dude, I just noticed his thumb is an arm.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
Wow.
pretty cool.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd say this is a
that
solid
hand's
9,
banana.
solid 10.
Richard,
Yeah.
that hand is bananas, not
Yeah,
droid hands.
Yeah.
but this is droid hands.
Yeah. His right one holding the wine. That's droid hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I really like this thing.
Droid
I
head.
thought,
The
it looked,
eyebrows are good too.
I thought it looked cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is solid.
So we got some 9s in the house. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking 9. 9.5.
I'll run that.
Hit it with
Yeah,
that
we got a
9.
bunch
then?
of 9s on there.
Let's give it that 9. And remember, guys, a lot of these.
Mayo says he's not feeling it.
Well,
What-
Mayo's
what-
wrong.
Not friends, so
Let's
Bubba loves his friends.
let's hit it with that 9.
I love that you put the big one over his face.
Yeah.
That was good. That was good.
Next up, we have a
Oh, nice.
Oh,
little
Hobbit.
Hobbit.
Hobbit
action
time.
figure.
Hobbit hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured since Tom's a Lord of the Rings guy, I will
I
admit
am.
I don't know much about Lord of the Rings, but I do know quite a bit about Lego, and there is a ton of pieces in this.
That is, I
There
think
is.
they got a lot of their zip line, whatever leash thingies from the pab wall if they were ever on there.
Yeah.
That is a bunch.
Nah, I went through a habit or a phase where I was buying all these in dark green.
Hmm.
They're not that expensive, and they're
Oh,
really
okay.
cool to use for a lot of things.
Yeah.
I will tell you that if you do an illegal thing and cut the end off of one of these, you can shove leaves on it,
Hmm.
and the bottom one will catch a leaf.
Well, there
Or
we
you can
go.
squeeze it and try to shove it through the leaf, but it didn't really work for me.
Look how many 3-pronged stems with green flowers he's got.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
That's a lot. That's,
A little bird. Oh, 3 birds over here. But the
I like
name
like
of
it
it,
above
the-
that
There's a little
tree.
hedgehog over in the bottom left.
this little feather piece was cool too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This was they just called this build Gandalf is all it was. It was like Gandalf's entrance or something.
Hmm.
Which him smoking the pipe.
Nice.
I mean, I really like this set. I mean this build. I think it's really cool. I know that like this whole entire piece over here and this piece right here, if you've ever built the UCS Millennium Falcon, that's the technique they use for the sides.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Hey, Richard, zoom into the zip lines where they're curved right there at the front.
This?
No, up one. Right there. The green Indian feathers.
Yeah, that's what I just
I've
said.
never seen that in green.
I mean, there's also a green wheel back here too.
No, never seen that in green.
Fake Lego. Flago.
I don't know. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
I don't think I've seen this piece right here in green before either. Maybe.
Uh-oh.
Does it exist? Is anyone looking it up?
I'm
I don't even
going
know what
to.
I find it really weird though that that's the one piece that could be fake.
All right, zoom in. Is that the one with the peg on the bottom or a clip?
Peg.
Peg. Because there's one there and there's one here.
And those tail pieces I've never
It
seen.
It was green in 4 sets.
Okay.
2018 Advent Calendar, Bird Island Egg Heist, Destiny's Bounty, and Elven Star Tree Bat.
What about the wagon wheel? BDD said Lord of the Rings is an automatic 10 for him.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I like the stonework on the path that Gandalf is on with the with the sideways building, with the brick, with the slopes and all that to get the different shapes of the stone in the walk. I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
Brick Labs wants to know if he can get into a subscriber war with Battlefield. I don't know what that means exactly. Renee says definitely an 11. Battlefield says 8. Tori says 10 for details. The thing that would make this more than what I'm gonna say is all the pictures are from the front, which means it doesn't have an interior. If it had an interior, I would be more happier with this.
I would agree. I wish the stonework leading up to the house was the same color as
Yeah, I could see that, Drew. Yeah. Unless I'm trying to think of the movie and unless it's a different color. But I can't remember what it's like in the movie.
Richard, zoom into that wheel again.
of the
Let me see
Ring.
which one it is. That's the small. It did not come in green.
How do you know it's a small?
The dots around the perimeter.
Did the other one come in green?
No, I've looked at all 3 of them, and none of the 43 millimeter didn't. The 56 millimeter didn't, and the small didn't.
So out of all this,
Lego on our hand,
one fake piece. I find that hard to believe.
Hold on, let me go look at something else on the small.
Is that Tom might be able to tell a lot more, but is that the Hobbit character itself? Like, is that the minifig, or is that some stuff he's thrown together?
It looks like something he's thrown together. I don't remember the backpack on that. Yeah, I mean, because it's trying to figure out if this is a scene from The Hobbit or from The Lord of the Rings, because it's got both Frodo and Bilbo in the scene together. And
what are those caps? Or are those the cylinder pins upside down? Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Well, they're that or they're studs upside down.
Hey, I like the chimney smoke detail. I haven't seen them with the white arms like that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I was more or less trying to figure out how they had it connected, because this right here is a hook.
Yeah.
But I guess they could have just put a bar right there, because that's a bar piece with a clip.
Yeah.
They're just intertwined.
I don't know. I'm kind of agreeing with Battlefield with an 8 on this one for me.
Yeah, I definitely don't feel like it's... So there's a lot to this I don't... So one of the things I don't like, and this is just me being me, but how the stone is square and round, but up here, like, the grass is round, and how he just, like, stepped this down with no, like, wedge plates or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But then down here did the exact opposite.
Yeah. Well, and like it seems too trimmed because the Shire is very luscious, and like you can see the luscious Try saying that 5 times.
Lusciousness.
On top
Yeah.
of the roof, but it doesn't. It just kind of stops there.
Yeah.
I feel like if
I'm gonna
it's
let you know that right there is tedious. I never want to do that.
I
ever.
know, right?
If one of those in the middle were to fall off, it's never going back on.
No.
No.
And then this is the other picture I have of it. Oh, you know what? That is Lego, Gene. It literally says it on it.
It says Lego.
Yeah.
So it's no fake pieces.
Huh.
I do like the design above the door, but I've seen so many castle builds that use this technique now that he could have done that a lot better.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know a lot of them because he's using, if you look in right here, he's using that action piece,
Mm-hmm.
and they just use clips. And the hedgehog's missing something.
A bow.
Mhm. Yeah.
But I'm gonna give this one a solid 8.
Me too.
Yeah. I'll give it an 8.
What about you, Gene?
I'll give it an 8 until I can find this green thing. It's got me bugged now.
Brick Lab says that he's trying to get more subs than Battlefield. He's at 1.6. Battlefield is, I guess,
About 2,500.
2,500. Oaktown Bricks says hello. What is
What's
going on?
up?
What's going on? Yeah, I'm definitely going to give this an 8. Now, an 8 we do not have a new one for. I'll be continuing to get more of these done. But for an 8... Then next up we have this will be another the heater that I bring, Mr. Battlefield
Oh,
Bricks.
yes.
Comes in again.
Yes. That tree.
The
Once
tree is
again.
great.
Once
Great
again.
tree is good.
Now I asked him, I'm not gonna lie, I said, all right, I grabbed him by the shoulders, threw him against the wall, and I was like, tell me how you do your trees. And he told me it's friction. If any of this moves, it falls.
Technique I can't use for the road. I've worked so hard to try to come up with the best tree that A, looks good, and B, survives packing and unpacking and packing and unpacking again on each of the show stops. So
I'm gonna let you know that I don't know what he does to like make his trees. So this is like week 9 or 8 or 9 in a row that he has submitted a mock. Every mock has a tree, and every tree is built different.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how he does it. I don't know what his techniques are or who he's like calling to get techniques from. I do like the vines wrapped around the tree. I've done that quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that he's got it like wrapped into the like actual leaves,
Mm-hmm.
I know that like those are. I know that right there is probably a whip piece. A whip.
Hey, Battlefield, is that your truck and Jeep design, or is that someone else's?
He said that one of these came from. I think the Jeep was Mark Jacob, and I can't remember who he said the truck was.
Okay.
But I got some more close-up, clearer pictures.
I like that. That bicycle isn't. It's brick built.
Yeah. I've got a close-up of it.
Okay, cool. I'm excited to see that.
But the soldiers out here smoking some cigarettes.
All I know is if that minifigure goes into a car accident, there ain't no minifigure there anymore.
This guy?
Yeah.
Drew, I kind of think this right here could be you.
Yeah, dude, that's a nice picture of me.
I like how like this guy is so angry, but these two have the cigarettes are pretty calm.
Right?
Maybe he should smoke a cigarette and he would
needs
be
a cig.
Like, look at that bicycle.
That's so nice, dude.
Yeah, that's nicely done.
I love how homeboy driving the car.
Bicycle.
Yeah.
I know. That's a cigar, though. Okay.
I can just like hear him talking with the cigar in his mouth.
Right.
But I like how he's not riding the bike; he's pushing it because, like, technically the minifig would never really sit on here properly. So that's like the perfect way to display that.
Yeah, that looks
like
great.
that right there in itself just looks like a transporting technical nightmare. Like you're building that bike every time you display.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, the using the chrome handles or that chrome piece as the chrome handlebars, great touch.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
And the little seat piece, that was a great touch too.
Yeah.
Cow. It's
I
got a
love that
cow.
for sure.
Cow.
Oh.
We got cows.
I really love the way that these are like. So a
Oh,
lot of
they're
these
slightly
people,
curved. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of people in the chat are like probably wondering, but this is like typical like Brickmania style stuff, and some of the stuff they get away with. But I absolutely love how they've used the hands to manipulate the rigid hose to curve.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. It's a nice technique. Very nice.
And then of course we got a back shot. That cow's got a dump truck.
So Rob said the two minifigs in the truck are me and you, Richard, and the guy on the bike is Drew.
I'm the old guy.
Oh, the Jeep.
You're on the bike.
I'm like, which way to the train station,
That's
my lord?
exactly. Well, they've got a they've got a map. So they're stopping right now and asking directions.
Definitely.
Because nobody Matt Quest has screwed them over once again.
Mm-hmm.
And they've had to look at his watch. I just noticed that.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that is
Richard,
cool.
you know that.
Huh.
You know that's not us. We'd never stop and ask directions.
I'm not lost. I meant to go here. He's got a watch.
I'm not lost if I have an idea of where I'm at.
Homeboy has a legit watch.
That's pretty cool.
He's got a. How in the world did he get an Apple Watch in 1943?
I know, right?
So,
No wonder they're asking him from directions. He's from the future.
Which way to the winning the war, my lord?
he's got GPS. Tell me which way to go.
But I really like this one.
Mm-hmm.
And then he did the Jeep. Got us a 50
that looks
cal.
good.
I would hate to be driving that thing while that thing's going off.
Oh my god.
Oh God, yeah. Hope you got earplugs in. Holy cow.
But you got the new Brickmania gas tank on the back.
Yeah, that's nice.
And then we got the half ton.
Yeah.
I love how he has like all the rolled up stuff all the time. Like
Mhm.
his accessories are on point.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
No printed boxes though this time.
No, and then of course he sent me the layout of the land, like that tree though.
Mm-hmm.
That tree though.
The
I'm gonna
tree is-
dissect this.
The tree is amazing. Yeah.
He's got that bar piece that goes 4 ways, and then he's used Technic links up, and then I think it's like a 45 with a pin going into this. What is this? A dragon's tail piece or animal tail?
Is
Yeah.
that a 45 or is that a 22.5 though?
I don't know.
It looks
Because
too
it
light.
looks right here, he kinks it back the other way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like the number 3, which is 22.
That looks good though.
And then that's definitely a whip that's coming off.
Yeah.
That's definitely a whip.
Yeah.
And he's
Great
added
diaper.
like how he's got the green pieces here to show that like it's leaves, but in
Mhm.
here and here he's got the brown ones to show it's like the small like stems and twigs.
I bet you he was like, I was just running out of this piece, so I had to switch over to the next color.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're dissecting it way too much compared to what he's really done.
Yeah. When I build my trees, I like to layer it from the colors. Like when I do my pine trees and stuff like that, I put the darker green limb elements on the inside, and I put the lighters on the outside just to kind of give it that more shadow, light, depth effect to it. So
Definitely.
Arrow thing says 8. Tori says 8.
I'm gonna have to disagree on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree a lot on that. The other thing that I really like,
Renee says 10.
yeah, seen that. The other thing I really like about this is how the wedge plates are used to create like an effect where studs aren't everywhere.
See now
Yeah.
people are probably wondering why we're giving this a higher grade than the last one. It's because the uniformity, I'd have to say. There's a reason why there's like it's not a mixture of different techniques. It's the same technique. Then he added those tiles because those are stones. And so
Well, also a lot of stuff that goes to like the untrained eye is if you look back to this picture too, that grass has dropped down. So there's
Yeah.
a whole drop down right here too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Probably at least a brick. It looks like at least a brick
Yeah.
Yeah.
drop down
And to
there.
get
Yeah.
that height right.
What do you think that cow's thinking? What's going through that cow's brain right now, Drew?
I got to eat a lot of grass.
He's like, man, I would really like one of them cigarettes.
Or
I'm
say,
real stressed out.
please don't shoot me and cut me up for
Right?
beef and a barbecue later on.
Exactly.
Mhm.
You guys are vegan, right?
The cow is actually a German spy, Battlefield says. Moo 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 moo.
He's like, one of them's got an Apple Watch. They're headed your way. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with the new one for Mr. Battlefield here. Y'all ready for this?
Oh yeah.
This took a lot of time.
Bombs away!
Oh, the dog.
Oh,
I
wow.
love that. That was great.
I was like sitting here. I was like, oh my god, there's another bomb. That means there's another hot dog. Oh my god, there's another bomb. That means there's another... But that's all I brung. Let's get
All you
Drew
brung.
stuff to the stage.
Excellent. Excellent. Little Lord of the Rings we got going on here.
Oh, yeah.
Is that GBC?
I know, right? I'm trying to remember what they labeled this as. Let me look it up real quick.
I really like how they use the sloped curve pieces for the dresses sitting down.
I know, right?
I'm a
It's a
huge
nice
fan.
touch.
That's really nice. Yeah.
Galadriel's treetop home, they called it, and
So it's
built
Galadriel and Celeborn together.
yeah.
Whatever
Noldor
y'all,
Lego is the creator of this one.
whatever
but
y'all.
Who's the creator,
Um,
Drew?
Noldor_Lego.
Okay.
I kind of like it because it feels like you could easily add this to the Riverdale set and it would match perfectly, and it's not too difficult of techniques either, but it looks really, really nice.
Yeah, I like
wrong way.
how this. Oops.
Zoom in on that, like the woodwork, how he's got all those arches, or not the arches, but the like macaroni style.
Tiles.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's
Yeah.
wow. That's
Yeah.
great.
I like that he added like those curved branch pieces behind it too.
Kind of like
Yeah,
a lattice.
really. Yeah.
Yeah.
It cuts it up. The what's it called? Candlestick and mantle holders, whatever. I got a bunch of those from the Pick a Brick
Oh,
Wall
yeah.
when I was in Atlanta.
So is there a traitor in the midst right there? Why is homeboy with the bow and arrow in the back like
You gotta have guards, man. You can't just have anybody watching you,
being awful shady though?
I like the simplicity, like
Yeah.
the leaves fall on the bird, the teacups looks really nice, the chairs look really nice, and like I feel like this is not difficult to do either, and
Zoom
Yeah,
in
the
on
slim-
the chairs.
that's as far as I can go.
Oh yeah.
That's really
Very
good.
simple, but it looks very elegant. I love
It looks
the
very
form.
elegant. Yeah. I mean, when I did my Council of Elrond build for last year's tour, I mean, it
Mhm.
was a smash hit. And I mean, the thing that took the longest was designing the chairs
Yeah.
for the table around for the Council of Elrond. That was difficult
No, definitely.
because I
But
just
then
could not get the chairs right.
I was thinking of you, Richard. They added the room upstairs. oh,
Oh,
there we go. Come on now, there we go. But they added a little seat, a little stool, and a chest up there with more candles.
I mean, that looks really good.
Yeah.
I'm
That
not
looks
a
really-
huge fan of Lord of the Rings, like I said before, so I don't really know what any of this is. I like how they built it in like a free form and then rose it off the table.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
my
well
goodness.
done. It's well done.
Hey, quit
Yeah.
clicking that button.
I know, right? It's driving me up the wall. All right, what does the chat rate this? Let's hear chat. What do you guys got?
What's y'all's opinion on this one? BDD said the Noldar elves would smile upon this build and would award it at least a 10. Brick Lab says 8. Tori says 7. Mayo says a 6. It's a bit empty out front. Battlefield says 10. EMS says 10. And Nate says 7.
I'd say
EMS
for me
says 8.
personally, I think there's some great techniques. I think it's not that hard to do. I'd give it between like an 8 and a high 9. A high 8.
I'm in
Yeah.
an 8. I'm in an 8 on this. I feel like I'm not really a big like hater against there not being a lot going on in the front because there doesn't need to be. It tells the story.
Yeah, it tells us. Yeah, I mean it's simple because that's one of the trademarks of my builds. You know, I like to do a lot of detail, but with no clutter. I like it. I like the detail but uncluttered look, and this is kind of mirrors my
20 minifigs.
Well,
Yeah.
and the elves, especially in Lord of the Rings, were very minimalistic too. Like they weren't like they were grand, but like it wasn't
The trees are definitely giving me bookshop vibes.
right.
But yeah,
I would give it an 8. For me, it'd be an 8, 8
Yeah.
to 9, 8.5, maybe. Yeah.
I'm thinking an 8.
I'm more in line with Mayo. I'm down in the 7 range
Wow.
because I think it
Why?
is. I mean, he's got a lot of detail up top, but then it's kind of blah down bottom.
Okay. So 8 it is.
8 it is.
I feel like it's so depressing to get an 8.
Yeah.
You're literally like you're getting a B plus, and you're like it's not good enough.
Right. This next one
Oh.
is just one picture, but the amount of detail is just insane.
Is this
Like-
GBC?
Yeah, right. But like, there's just so much drama and action, and all. Like the barrels have the bands around them.
Homeboys
Like that's
passed
a
out.
brick built hammer. Yeah, I think he's been drinking from those barrels. The well looks great. The roofing, there's all different kinds of
It's a
roofing
roof.
patterns.
Yeah.
I really like that
new
orange
brick
roof right
there.
there.
Yeah, this one or this one?
Yeah.
I guess both.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
just-
that they add the log front where it gets cut off in all of them.
Yeah.
This windmill is all clips going down.
That's minifigure hands.
No, they're clips, like the minifigure clip.
Oh,
hand.
yeah.
Not like actual minifigure hands, but dude, look at the black smoke rising out. They're using like a helmet and stuff.
I was wondering what that was.
Yeah,
They used the blacksmith
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
then
that's
they
the blacksmith,
added
yeah.
what is that? The black visor there as well. But I mean, just the attention to detail in the wall of all the different fading, like adding pink or nougat there with dark orange or burnt orange and tan and white. It just comes together really, really nice. The vines coming, the brick built doors on all of them
Oh,
just
yeah.
look super, super clean.
And I just like
What's the top of the wand?
The wand? Oh no, it's just the vine clips in there. Not to the wand, but above it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I just like the interest of is that the hexagonal base there? Is that a
Mhm.
hexagonal base? I think that's
Yeah.
very well done. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
I
a
like-
traditional square rectangle guy, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's well done.
I like that like this is probably done by friction, but those ovens, I guess you could say, or furnaces would have been built with friction there as well.
Nah, the way they do those, I looked into it. So you take a slope and a clip, and then you bend a rigid hose, and then you attach
Oh,
it
yeah.
so it's staggered.
But it looks like it's built friction, which would
Oh,
be
yeah,
accurate at that time. I like that he added the cloth down here to display all the weapons he's created.
I don't think
No.
you've said this yet, but I really like the entrance for that door and how it's brick built.
This one or this
Yeah,
one?
the one, yeah, behind the wizard.
Oh, behind. Yeah, no, I mentioned that. They used umbrellas as the
Yeah.
lockers.
Down to
That looks good.
34%.
But I really, really enjoy that. Can you scroll into that like the other, I guess it's a window behind the well?
This
No, behind the well.
this one.
So that's just a normal like lattice window.
Yeah, just basic. This one I've never seen this print before. That must be from Harry Potter or something.
Is that a print?
It looks like a print because it's
Yeah,
tan.
it looks really flat.
Yeah, I think it's a print.
Where?
This one. But I love that he used the chest top to round the edge.
I just now
I've
noticed
never
that when you
thought
said
about that. It looks great. But his trees look nice too. I guess it could be a she. I don't remember. But
the minifigure hands on top of the roof are kind of cool little detail.
I thought so too. Chat, what do you see? What do you guys think? BDD says the forge in the middle is astounding. Tori says we wish we could see the back too. It's a 9. Yeah, no, I agree. I doubt this build was built to have a back.
Yeah, I think that what you're seeing is just kind of how it is. I'm down with a 9 on this too. Battlefield says 9. Brick Lab says 9.
Yeah,
I give it a 9. Absolutely. I just love the details.
Yeah,
I'm with
crammed
Tom,
into a
though.
little space there.
I'm with Tom though. Like he said, the last build, I don't think this thing's surviving a transportation.
No.
No, this would not be something I'd be able to bring on the tour with me.
Mayo says 9. EMS says 9. True Squadron says 9 for sure. Mayo, smooth architecture and lots of it in a small space. Well, we got enough of them. Let's hit it with that 9.
That gets me every time, man.
Yeah, I love that.
Drew has not seen any of these, by the way.
I like that thing at the end across over his head. I mean, that's great.
Then there's this next one.
Oh, I love it. First glance, I love it.
Getting bigger.
Oh, wow.
So I've seen this.
Like this big watchtower thing.
So it almost looks very similar to the style that Steven Erickson does.
Yeah, very much so.
Because I'm talking to him, seeing this stuff. Steven Erickson, Mark's brother, the winners from season 2, Lego Master season 2.
Yeah. Can you scroll into that roof?
Which roof?
The black ones right there. Either one.
That's as far as I can scroll.
So they're curved. So right there, like level with that window on the side of the building, they have they have to hinge it somehow because that curves up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does.
So this is actually done by, technically they're trying to play a word on AFOL, but A-fully good. It was named Potion Tower by their 8-year-old daughter.
What's going on, Lego Man 360?
I love that they're selling a lot of pretzels and bread.
You know, I've never known what to do with all the bread pieces I have.
No, start a bread stand now. But I mean, even just turning around the headlight pieces, those look really nice.
I really like the other window.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
I like
more,
the technique. Yeah. I love the railing. It's just
yeah.
There's just so much detail in the railing.
Right. I like that they use the ninja swords as little point downs there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have never thought a wizard tower would have baby blue in it, but it looks.
I was about to say
good.
those are some odd colors that go really well together.
It kind of sets it off. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go. There's a surfboard there.
I really
this kind of reminds me of like Gru's house.
Yeah, I really like the chimney build.
Yeah, it looks really nice. Little Steam Stack kind of vibe. The
Yeah,
rocket.
I always like the turntables too. The turntable bases that just is such a.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know I just love that. It's simple,
looks
but I
great.
love it.
It's wrong way. I love. Oops. I love like the market, but also the whole curve of the fence too. The little
Yeah.
I really
pine
like the
tree.
fence. I'm not a huge fan of the like foliage outside.
Yeah, no, I agree. The foliage looks kind of basic to what their build style is,
Yeah.
but I don't think the foliage was really their goal. I like that they
Yeah.
have the old classic castle pieces right there and on the corner too. That looks really nice. It really helps because it's faded obviously over years.
I
That it
like how it's just
really
not.
matches that.
I like how it's just not brick built too. There's a lot of plates and stuff in there to show like
Mhm.
some different angles, or not angles.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
That's a
I'm
really
just
cool
glad
build.
that they added the
That's
bread oven
big.
on the outside so we could see it.
It's a big build too. I mean, it's tall.
Yeah.
It's a
It's
tall build.
Very tall. Looks great. I'd say this is like an 8 to 9 for me.
Tori
say-
says 10.
I'd
10.
say a solid 9.
BDD
Yeah, I just-
said this is what Majesto's tower should have been.
Right?
EMS.
Yo, what's up, Cole? How's it going, buddy?
I'm gonna give this a 10.
A 10.
Yeah, I really
Wow.
like it.
I'm in 10 land.
I love that roof, like the roof
Mhm.
style. Like, because to me, especially doing this Battle of the Bulge, getting roofs is a pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, the roof is well done. Yeah, I agree. The foliage is.
Yeah, but you don't even see the
rough.
foliage. Like, who cares?
Yeah, because
It's rough.
your eye's not drawn to the foliage. It draws it up, up and up and up towards the roof and the railing. Yeah, I'll give it a 10.
Yeah, that's
The only thing it's missing is a dragon.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I'll give it a 10.
Battlefield says 9. Brick Lab says 9. EMS says 10. Tori says 10. Lego Man says 10. BDD says 10. And Mayo says typical castle tower, so 9. And Nate says 10, which is 2.
10.
So we're gonna hit it with that 10.
Let's hit it.
Oh
Let's
man,
do
this is
it.
this is the first time Drew seeing his idea come to life right here.
Oh, I'm kidding.
Very impressive.
I'd hoped you would be pleased.
Yes, I love that. That was great. Yes, it came out perfect. That was awesome.
I mean, like I said, the foliage doesn't do much for me, but it's when you're looking at it like that, like who cares?
Yeah.
That's not what they did.
Right.
And even then, I mean, it still could be a
it's
lot.
kind of more of like a color breakup.
Yeah, I get that too. I mean, I think it would have been cooler if you asked me if it would have just been like the same stonework out front, and there would have been a cart with somebody selling like something out of the cart.
Yeah. All right, so this next one is by Lego Ed. He's usually here, but I think he lives in a different country, I feel like, because sometimes he's here, sometimes he's not. But if you're here, Lego Ed, say what's up. You're about to get shown. But he added on to his last mock, which was the trench build. Remember that one, Rich?
Oh, yes, I remember this now.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
So he's slowly growing it, and he keeps adding more and more each time. So it's starting to look really good.
Where is he getting those? Like, go back to the like first picture of the minifigs. What hat is that? Is that like the
Yeah.
Johnny Thunder hat?
Is this
No.
what war is this? Is this like the Mexican War, Texas Mexican War?
Something like the Alamo kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Not
kind of
sure.
thinking.
But I know those are all rebel outfits for sure.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I
if
know they
I'm
released the
that-
Conquistador. Oh,
that
CMF Buccaneer.
Ah, that's a really cool hat.
Mm-hmm.
I know this isn't, but Civil War is like a big thing right now with the Lego mocks. Like people doing any kind of like Confederacy or any other style build. They're doing a lot of war scenes from Civil War.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Who's selling those minifigs, Richard? Do you know the Civil War minifigs? I really haven't seen any of those.
Brickmania has been selling out of everyone they like produce.
Oh, Civil War, really? Huh?
I think they just did. God, what is his name? Let me look it up real quick. I know they done the Louisiana Tigers. Was a minifig they just did. I know they just got the hats produced or 3D printed. Yeah, I can't look up what minifig it is right now because they're sold out and it's not on here.
Hey Cole, they're both. Some are submitted and some we just find. We usually try to share about 3. Sometimes
Yeah.
we do more. So
We do recommend though, if y'all want us to see more, keep sending them in because me and
Yeah.
Drew don't want to keep taking everything we get off the internet because we are going to slowly deplete.
We're gonna slowly run out. But yeah, you can send them to me. It's probably the easiest, or you can send them to Rich too. That's fine.
Don't matter.
But send it to one of us, and it'll be on next week on Wednesday night.
I mean, I think he's doing a great job with expanding it.
Yeah,
I would. The only thing that I will like critique on this is if you go back. Well, even in that picture right there, that ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Just use the ladder piece.
Yeah, it's a little big, a little chunky, but you know, I like what he's doing. I know he's a younger builder, so he's making a lot of progress. I like that it's being dug out and he left the shovel in. That looks really good.
I love how it's not flat.
Yes, he's layering really nice.
Like you would be amazed how many, like when you go to a convention, there's grown men that just stack stuff on top of a flat plate.
Yes,
I really like how he's staggering it.
Yeah, I try not to do that. Yeah, because because a lot of times, you know, a lot of my landscapes with a lot of my most recent builds, I use the wedge plates to kind of give it that terraced, you know, look to it, which is a little bit more natural look than say like a squared off. But all depends on the build, you know, like the castle I just finished, you know, for my tour, you know, I used that Black Falcon stained glass on, Richard.
Yeah.
I did use this similar technique with the landscaping, but it's not flat, but it just, the terrace look just didn't look good because I wanted to mix in along with the green, some of the dark green, the reddish brown and the dark brown to give it that more, you know.
Well, that's another thing he's did really well is they're in the desert, obviously. So like it's going to be a lot of tan, but he's also got like dark tan and a little bit of light bluish gray. The plants kind of throw off that little bit of color too that it really helps not blend all together. I've never personally stepped down plates like that. I'm a fan of wedge plates. I don't know why I like them so much. They're actually a pain because they give you like a good solid 2 studs in some places that you're not allowed to attach a minifigure because there's nothing there.
Right.
But the drop down looks really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
I wish. Do you have by any chance the old picture?
Yeah, because I was wondering which way is he expanding? Is he expanding forward?
He's expanding forward. So that trench is from the last time. I can get one. It's just gonna be a minute. So if you stall for like 3 minutes.
No, you're fine. You don't have to. I was just wondering if he is going to even like, because if he's going to keep submitting it, it's really cool. I would like to make sure he's keeping picture progress of the expansion. You know,
he started off. I don't know if you can see, but like a quarter of it.
Let me hold on real quick.
I can't see if it. So you can kind of see it's like a quarter of it from the last.
So he expanded long ways too.
Yeah, everywhere. Yeah, so it's growing. I'd say keep growing it and start thinking about adding a build or something. Like not a build. I mean, like a building or something. If there's one, old barn would look great. Falling apart barn would look better.
We all like destruction.
We do, especially in war. But this would
maybe a mine shaft or something.
Yeah, that too. Cool. That too.
It would be really cool also if he's going to extend it to the left or the right from this picture. if I know that they really didn't have like bunkers back then, but if he could show like maybe like some guys with some ammo or some like barrels or something.
Mm-hmm. If he's gonna expand, I think he needs to start cutting it off on one edge and closing off the bunker. Because that will change a lot, and it'll make a really nice depth perception kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
Show it to where it's not been dug out yet. It's just kind of like falling back in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's getting there.
I mean, from what we first saw in that first time he submitted, this is a big progress.
Absolutely.
I mean, the bad thing is that when you complete a mock, you learn how you could have done it better.
Oh yeah,
that's the crap.
It's like that half-drawn horse. It starts
Yeah.
off really stick figurey, then it turns into beautiful.
Yeah, figure out how you wish you would have done it in the first place.
Yeah, yep.
I mean, everybody like the castle. My castle, for instance, I only built it the way it is because it's transportable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense that a mountain is square.
No,
but it's transportable. That's why I did it.
That's the thing, when I built my new mocks for the new tour this year, it's like, how can I build this that's transportable? And, like in the old days, when I was still up in the Chicago area, the only show I went to every year was Brick World Chicago, and that was it. And then once Brick World was done, I didn't care how I packaged the thing, taking it home. I just threw it in a box and brought it home, tore it down, and I started building for next year's show. Mm-hmm. And, and that was it. But now, when you're packing and unpacking weekly, because I've got 3 shows coming up in, this month, in 2 weeks I leave for Minneapolis, and then I got Fort Worth, and then I've got Memphis, Tennessee the week after that. It's constant packing, unpacking, and then you got to make it so that you're not doing any repair work and stuff like that. It's a pain in the butt, really is, and a lot of times you sacrifice aesthetics for durability, basically,
mm-hmm.
And it's just that trade-off.
I tell people all the time, like, I don't care if you're a true mock builder, and this is just what I tell people, like, people are like, man, that castle is awesome. I'm like, I really want to know what I can do if I didn't have to transport it. That's what I wish I could have done.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Brickwall, Chicago, I lived a half hour away from the hall, so I really didn't have to care that much about transportation. And but now, I've got to pack, build it modular and pack it up and pack it so that it's easy to set up and tear down, but then you build it so it withstands all that handling.
It took me by myself with setting up 450 minifigures from the start because I had none placed. It took me about 4.5 hours to finish the castle.
Oh yeah, I bet.
And a lot of that was really the minifigs.
True.
It sounds weird because I don't think it would look right, but I want to know what my castle would look like if it just didn't have minifigs. But you got to show us.
I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, I was going to say, I got 1,300 of them little guys. They're getting used.
Right?
I even reached out to there is a brick case company that makes cases. Mm-hmm. And I even reached out and was like, y'all have a minifig display case, and the biggest it holds is 90. I was like, I've got a question. I was like, if I could fit, could y'all make one that could maybe fit 2 or 3 deep and they could be closer to each other? And they were like, well, how many do you want it to hold? I was like, 1,300. I was like, I'll put my whole army in a display case. Because when the castle's done, all I'm going to do if I don't have a display case is put them in a box.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. I have all my clone troopers that I was going to use I'm going to use for the Star Wars stuff. They're all in small totes because they're all different. I mean, I don't have 1,000 of one. I have 100 101st. I have 100, 501st. 101st is World War II. But they're not all thrown into a box. I don't know. It'd be really cool when you walk down here to the Lego room if I had a display case. It was
Yeah,
just
that
like,
would be pretty cool.
wow.
That'd be pretty cool. So Richard, who's got more Black Falcons? You or Shy Time is my time?
Shy.
Shy has over 2, right?
Yeah, Shy's at 2. I think Harold has more than me. I think Harold's at like 1,500.
Oh,
I know Jason. Jason's at like 5,000, I believe.
wow. Yeah, I know Shy when it was displayed at Brick World last year. It was I think 1362 or 1426 or something like that he had in his display there. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
shout
great.
out to Shy. He has the army, but I got the castle. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never like the crazy thing is that's not Shy's only army.
No.
Shy has Lion Knights, and I know he has me beating Lion Knights because once I hit 150, I stopped. I think I have more Forestmen than him, but I have no plans whatsoever to do anything with Forestmen at all anytime soon. I know that he has me beat in 501st, but I think I have him beat in Clone Troopers. I know he has me beat in some of like his military stuff just because the only armies that I've got are the ones I'm purchasing right now. I don't really have. I mean, I have a small German army of like 6 right now, but I'll have over 100 when it's done. But I don't have like he has a bunch of like random little armies that he's collected. Plus, I know that he's doing some other things too. I think he mentioned it on the show, so I'm not gonna like ruin anything. But he's got an Imperial army he's building for like pirates.
Wow. Oh yeah.
Oh,
So
wow!
that's
I didn't hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I can't touch all that. I'm coming nowhere close. I need about 10,000 more subscribers before I can start having multiple armies.
True that.
I mean, I love the army building. There's tons of people that do it, and I've always been they look really cool, but I would rather have the build than the army. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I just never been an army builder. I don't know why. I really don't have the room for it. But then, to me, when I build, again, like I said, my builds are more focused on the detail rather than I don't want to, clutter is a bad word. It's in this case, but to a lot of times, depending on what I'm building, to me, less is more. Well, I guess, and it all depends on what you're building too. I guess
that's what I was about to say. Like one of your homes, for instance, like 5 to 10 minifigs for your home might sound like a really, really big number, because like your house, if they're, I think I'm trying to remember which one I'm talking about, but the one with Finnick has like 5 or 6 troopers walking him, correct?
Yeah. There's
so like
Krennic, and then there's 4 Death Troopers behind them, and that's it. That's all there is.
That's perfect. But like my castle wouldn't make sense if there was only 10 Black Falcons out in front of it.
Exactly.
So I think it does a lot have to go with the build.
It all depends on what you're building. Yep.
Mayo says, do mock submissions get shown 1 week after submission? Most of the time, yes. If we get to where there is a more demand, we'll pop up more than 3 at a time.
Yeah.
I normally have like 4 or 5 in the backlog just waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And BDD says that I have 15 of the Raven Knights from the CMF 20, my favorite figure. So Jason that has those Black Falcons has a large, like an excessively large number of those. And I'm really jealous. When no one was into Lego, Jason was into Lego. And when no one was into Lego, Lego was cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just the difference between now post-pandemic versus pre-pandemic. It's night and day. I mean, it literally has been night and day.
I don't know if a lot of people in the chat know this, or anybody that might listen in that replay gang. If you've ordered anything minifigure wise, minifigure parts have all went up on Pick-a-Brick online.
Again?
I think a torso is now $1.20 something.
Jeez.
Wow.
The minifig heads were like 20. I think they were 23 cents. Then they went up to like 26 cents. I think now if it's printed and if it's not just a blank head, they're 29 cents. It's getting to be where I'm gonna look it up to double check everything while I'm saying this, but it's getting to be where like it's. And what's crazy, people don't realize that the more that Lego goes up, the more that all the aftermarket companies that we buy from are going to go up too. I mean, if a minifigure goes up $2, Citizen Brick isn't going to keep their price the same. They're going to go up too.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it used to be, like I said, my only show that I used to go to was Brick World Chicago. And what I would do is that I would go peruse the vendors and buy all the minifigures I would need for my next year's builds. And when I did my first General Veers AT-AT build with all the snowtroopers, I bought all my snowtroopers at, because that was for the 2019 Brick World that I showed that. So I bought all my snowtroopers at 2018, and they were $4 a piece. I mean, now what are they? But eight, you know,
10.
Yeah. So it's, I used to like to go to Brick World because you could get good prices from the vendors at Brick World Chicago, back in 2017, 2018, 2019. But now, some of the pricing, I love, I've gotten to know all the vendors at the Brick convention shows, I love them to death. But I mean, the pricing for minifigs that, that you see at vendors at any of the shows, it's just, so if this gives
anybody a kind of clue what he's talking about, 6 months ago a Queen Amidala was $100 figure. Right now it's $200.
Jeez.
Wow.
But this is Lego's website right now. I mean, these torsos right here are $1.20. The head is 34 cents. But if you scroll down to like these torsos are $1.22. The legs have went up to $1.02. This torso is $1.04. This head's only 24 cents. So I'm not really sure. The prices are kind of all over the place. Like this body's only 110. But they've definitely went up.
That's cool.
So Richard, the weird thing to me is that Bricklink prices are trending downward right now.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna put on a hat and say that if Lego owns Bricklink, I know they're not really making much money off of Bricklink, but I mean they've already made their money once. What do they care? The minifigure piece is trending down. I don't know what you're talking about, but I will tell you that 9 times out of 10, if it's a flesh tone head other than Harry Potter, all flesh tone heads on Bricklink are about $1 a piece.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why so people don't like using flesh tone heads because there's no funny faces. There's not enough expressions. Every flesh tone face looks like a character it's created off of from an IP address, which is 100% like true. They're exactly right. But why am I going to get on Bricklink and pay $1.35 for a minifigure head that's out of a random IP set when I can go buy one on the aftermarket printing world for $2.50 that has a much better printing on it, that's more accurate, that's more. I got in this baggie of heads I got here, there's a bunch that have like bandaged and bloodied. Lego's never going to do that, and I'm paying $1 more for them. Like, why wouldn't I do that? I'd be say that's a bad idea. Plus I'm a huge fan of. I know that everybody can get everything out there. There's nothing. I don't own a printer, so I'm not customizing this stuff. But I like having stuff that most people do not. You're not. My army and Tom's army don't look alike. I guarantee it. And we both buy from the same vendors. Me and Shai's army doesn't look alike, and we both buy from the same vendors.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the whole point. It's not supposed to.
Well, yeah. But it's
right.
You have to respect the aspect of that because you don't. I know this is kind of like going another opposite direction than what I was like saying, but if you do just Lego, everyone's blends in and there's no difference.
Mhm.
But if you go the separate route and buy aftermarket, that's not really. I mean, Victor, for instance, Victor is a really good friend of mine. I don't care if anybody has a problem with him; that's their problem. Victor's never done me wrong in any scenario. I would much rather have an army filled with Victor's pieces than Lego's pieces.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, I met Victor for the first time in Atlanta. You know, because you said, "Hey, say hey to Victor for me," because I saw that. You know that Brick Warriors was going to be there.
Victor played a trick on me that was dirty, and if he's listening, which I know he's probably not, but he played a trick on me that was dirty. He said, "Are you coming to Atlanta Brick Co?" And I said, "No." A week later, or Brick Con, I said, "No." A week later at Atlanta Brick Con, he was like, "Well, I brought a big box for you to give you here, but since you're not here, I don't know when you'll get it." And I'm like, "That's dirty." I was like, that's mean. That's mean, Victor.
That's funny.
Well, so I was like, I'm not taking credit of designing anything, but I basically hit him up last year and I was like, you got to create stained glass windows. And I didn't know that they were going to, I don't think he did either, that they were going to sell like they have been. And now that like what he done at Atlanta BrickCon was the release of the goat. And I've known about that goat for like a month before he released it. And I was like, come on. Because I kept telling him, I was like, you got to do a goat. You got to do a goat. And then he sent me a picture of it. And I was like, so when can I get it? He's like, oh, Atlanta BrickCon. And I was like, I won't be there. I was like, send it to me.
That's funny.
He had a lot of stained glass. I was surprised. He had a good supply of stained glass at the show, especially the Black Falcon glass.
He sells out of the Black Falcon glass the minute he gets more. And I know that he sold out of the goat while he was there. And if I'm not mistaken, the pirate that he had a pretty big chunk taken out of it too. Which is good. I mean, I like to see good people with good stores survive. I mean,
nah.
I like to rule on corporal America.
There you go.
Yeah, but Brick Warriors, I mean, it's good stuff and it's well made and it looks great. And like I said, I like the Brick Tactical stuff. You know, it looks great. You know, like I said, I bought all my Clone Trooper and Stormtrooper blasters from Brick Tactical, and it's reasonably priced.
There's not a Brick Tactical I bought some stuff from before. I don't know if you're familiar with this. I know Drew is, and I know there's probably some people in the chat. Man, Brick Tactical sells a lot of Halo stuff, and I really don't need to go down that rabbit hole.
That's a big rabbit hole.
Man, Legion came over here last weekend, and we were joking. I found I should have shown it too, but it wasn't all Lego. A lot of it was like some stuff from Mega Bloks and stuff too. But somebody did a mock where Master Chief was running down a hallway, and at the end of the hallway, it had the flood coming down the wall and stuff. And it looked really cool. And I was just like, man, I don't like everything he did could have easily been done with Lego pieces. There would have been like, it could have been done a little bit better, in my opinion, if he would have like reached out to some of these aftermarket companies like Brick Tactical. Yeah. And I was like, I really do not need to build like, because if I start buying pieces for a Halo mock, Star Wars is getting pushed back again. Star Wars has got pushed back 3 years in a row now. So,
and it's going to get another 3 pushback.
Yeah, I was like, say, if Brick Tactical if they're listening for any reason whatsoever, and I get an email, they're like, "You want some of these Halo figs?" It's done. Star Wars getting pushed back. I'm stopping buying clones. I've bought my rendition.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like I said, I'm a big Star Wars fan. You know, big Star Wars nut, and you know, Castle. I just started doing Castle last year. That big Castle I did for my exhibit, you know, as my centerpiece. That was only my second Castle.
But you've got me beat because my Castle is the first Castle I've ever done. I'm not like there. If you would look at my channel. Like, I am not, people ask me all the time, they're like, hey, that's the Castle guy. I'm not a Castle guy. I'm the Lego guy. I just happen to, the whole reason the Castle even got started, the whole reason the Castle got started was because the Black Falcons were on Pick-a-Brick. That was it. That was it. Oh. It was an easy figure to army build.
Yeah, I mean, my first castle was on my tour with me. I don't know if you remember that, Richard. That small red castle with the red.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my first castle. You know, it's mini. It's what do you call it? Micropolis scale. You know, where one brick is 1 story high. And so that was my first castle, and then
I'm salty with mini builds, by the way. Micro builds can go eat dirt. A micro build beat my castle last year at Brick Fair.
Oh. Yeah, I mean that Micropolis scale castle that with the red tops on it, that was so hard because I was build, tear down. I mean, because I just could not get it right in my mind.
Yeah.
And get the detail I wanted at that scale. It was hard. It was hard.
I will tell everybody in the chat, and you can mark my words. Gene will be the first one to tell you. If I tell you I'm not going to do something or I don't need to order anything, I always fall back on it. But I will never build a micro build. I won't do it.
That's a lie. You'll do it.
I won't.
You already did. You made a video about it.
I didn't make a video about it.
Yeah, you remember the VIP points that you got, and you got the little micro castle.
Yeah, but I haven't built it. It's right here in the box.
Don't lie to me now.
I'm not. I've got 2 of them. You want one? I'll sell you one. $400.
You could just give it to me. I don't want it. At this rate, it sounds like you don't want it either.
well, I wanted it because it was the Black Falcon. Like, it had the logo on it. That's why I wanted it. To be honest, is it worth the points I spent on it? No. Why did I get 2? I have no idea.
Right.
But it's one of those.
Just toss them in that box.
Exactly.
Yeah,
cool.
they're in a box. It's in the box
tomorrow, right now.
They're in a. I mean, plus you got to think anyway. If I were to do a micro build, would it really be called a micro build? Because I would build it at 9 feet. Like it would be I could build the world.
Right. Exactly. Right. Yeah. That's the thing. I'm so into the minifigure scale now that. I mean, I built several, for our lug. I still belong to the Windy City lug up in the Chicago area. They have, they still have an ongoing Micropolis thing, and that's what I built several, Micropolis modules for their Micropolis thing. I love building in that scale, and that's why I did the Micropolis scale castle. But I like the minifigure scale. I mean, it just.
Yeah.
Especially with the shows, with the brick convention shows, to me, when I do builds for shows, it's go big or go home.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Well, that's what a lot of for instance, Battlefield, me and Battlefield Bricks do. We both build a lot of military stuff, but all his stuff is smaller than mine. He builds in a 1/45th scale, where all my stuff is like 1/35th. So my stuff is more. His stuff looks more accurate, but my stuff is more minifigure friendly.
Yeah.
Hey, Cole, here you go. Battle of Kashyyyk. Micro build. There you go. There you go, Cole. Just for you.
How did you get all those indoor speeders around that?
What? Come again?
Oh, you said Kashyyyk. Never mind.
This guy. Hey, man, that's the golden dog build right there. You need to play the golden dog.
Should we hit him with that? No, something's got to deserve that.
I know, right?
Something's got to deserve that.
Well, it's about that time,
he said 10.
Right?
There was 1,000 Wookiees in that.
If at least 5 people comment golden dog, we'll play golden dog for it.
I'm the only one that can play. Well, Gene can play it, but we hold the key.
The key to my heart.
Whoa.
Aww.
I'm loving you.
Too far. Well, it's about that time. We got a few minutes left.
Wow, it is that time. Holy cow, that was a fast evening. Wow.
Right. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure to be here. It was great.
It was fun having you. Like I said, it was fun meeting you back then. And then I know we've talked a lot on Instagram, but even though we're both on the East Coast, we live in opposite parts of the world.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And I live in the middle.
Well, you live further north.
I know, right?
Yeah, I mean, I do look forward to. Like I said, I'll be at Brick Convention. I won't be displaying. I mean, it is in May technically. I probably could, but I don't know if I wanna. I want to try to get that out. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not driving up to Durham. I'm flying. I'm lazy because I mean Durham was going to be another because Durham is about another hour and a half north or 2 hours north of Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
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 But
Yeah,
I
so
will tell you though, that's pretty smart. A lot of people have called me dumb because I don't drive hardly anywhere.
Well, do you know there's a B?
What?
Oh, you are dumb.
But I feel so stupid though. Because where I'm from, I mean, there's two small airports, and I'm kind of halfway in between. There's no major airports, so one of the disadvantages I've had when going back to the Brick Convention tour last year, you always got to connect through somewhere because
Yeah.
I'm in a small market. I got to either fly out of Panama City Airport, I got to fly out of Valparaiso, which is the Air Force base over here, and I fly American, so I always connect through Charlotte, going wherever. But I looked at it and said, gosh, I got to connect through Charlotte to fly into Durham. That just feels so stupid. And I don't know. I just.
So you want to know something really dumb? I'm leaving to go to Disney for the second time in 2 years. It's cheaper for me to drive an hour to Charlotte and make a straight flight to Orlando than it is if I drive 30 minutes to Greensboro, get on a plane that flies to Charlotte, and get on another plane that flies from Charlotte to Orlando.
Wow.
I'm like, who's choosing this option? Please tell me. They're the ones that don't know there's bees around.
Yeah.
There's a bee?
Yeah. Where? I'm allergic. But I do want to thank Tom again.
Yes, thank you.
Next week, Miss Lauren from Brightest Witch Bricks will be on.
Awesome.
We got her. Miss Harry Potter and herself. We got to find some Harry Potter mocks. Is there a such thing as a Harry Potter? Ooh.
Well, if you guys have built any Harry Potter mocks, send it to us.
Bro, we can bring in 2 bricks Harry Potter, the Hogwarts castle.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Maybe a little something.
Well, Tom, is there anything you'd like to plug, or I know we got your Instagram down below, but anything that's upcoming that you'd like to talk about or share?
He froze. Uh-oh. He got so excited.
Not really.
Oh.
Instagram account. Yeah. Art Brick Studio. Like I said, it's from a build standpoint, there's not much going on because I just finished my one last little Lord of the Rings vignette that I'm going to bring with me to Minneapolis to add to my exhibits. But then the next project is my second build I'm going to bring to Brick World Chicago. I haven't really decided on what I'm going to do with that yet. I'm kind of thinking of doing another Frank Lloyd Wright Star Wars mashup to bring with, because that's very popular. Because I didn't bring any of those to Brick World last year, and people are asking, "Where's your Frank Lloyd Wright stuff?" And I go, "It's all sitting in crates in Grayson's warehouse for the brick." So I inquired about having Grayson send either one or both of my crates from North Carolina, because he was based in Wilmington last year, and he moved to Dallas in earlier this year. But that said, it cost me $600 per crate to ship from Grayson's place to Chicago and back, and I thought no. So in fact, I didn't even make the decision to go to Brick World Chicago last year until May, and I finally made a decision, and the people in my lug told me I should come. And so I thought, okay, May 1st, I'm coming to Brick World. Now I got to build something. So, so I put together. It was 2 medieval mocks that I put together.
Nice.
And so, which both of those are now on my brick convention tour this year. But I made this thing. I kind of came up with a catchphrase. The catchphrase is "Unlock your imagination and unleash your creativity."
Yeah,
that's some deep.
And
that's really cool.
because at the Orlando show, I had a father and son come up to me, and I got their picture taken, and the father asked, what advice do you give can you give to your son from being a master builder? And I said, well, I mean, we could sit here for hours talk about building techniques and stuff like that, but I says, it's all in your imagination. I said, whether you're 9 or 10 years old, as his son was, or whether you're a 64-year-old master builder like I am, we all start with the same pile of brick.
I've got
I said, it's all up here. It's all in your imagination, and what you do with that pile of brick, it's all. And I told the kid, I told the young boy, I said, just unleash your imagination. Just go wild. Just think of something. Have a vision in your mind and just do it and build.
I've got similar.
Just go for it.
I've got a similar sign of a positive that I put out beside my castle. It says, if you value your life, don't touch. Gene, you got anything going on this week? Y'all adding another 15,000 parts that'll sell tomorrow?
Tori has both carts full of stuff for me to put in inventory starting tomorrow night.
Nice.
So,
Get down there in the basement.
She's down there now doing orders and getting more stuff ready to sort. So we've got probably.
Remember, everybody, if you order from Gene, if you go to Bricklink, his link's down in the description. Message him first. Tell him that you're a part of the chat. And you might get a little special discount. Something going on.
You will get a special discount.
Never know.
He might we charge that discount to Drew and
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Man, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Last week we charged
that really got out of hand. That really
started off.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Man, I'm now.
I haven't figured out percentages yet, Drew, but I'm gonna let you know you're screwed.
Okay, thanks. Good thing my car didn't just die.
What do you got going on, Drew? Anything special this week?
Spending no money on Lego for a foreseeable future. My timing belt just went out on my truck, and it's an interference engine, so it definitely smashed some valves. So
if only you knew a good mechanic.
I don't.
I don't either.
I don't either. But because
I've done my religious or anti-religious thing this week. I had to work on a Bronco yesterday.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow. A new one or an old one?
New one. It was horrible. All bolts were rusty. They were all loose. I couldn't get anything out. That was horrible.
Lame.
I will tell you, it was kind of funny. He put 1-inch spacers under the front shocks and raised it up 3.5 inches.
That's Subaru, baby. Subaru.
There you go. There you go.
I will say, everybody, I do have the video for the Battle of the Bulge. It is ready. I'm finishing editing some things. I want this to be I want all my videos to be better quality than the last, so I'm stepping it up. I wrote a script. I followed the script.
ChatGPT.
Talked about the build. It's the only crappy thing is I feel like it's the worst video to have in a mock series. If I know Drew's done the Minecraft and he's had some couple other ones he's working on. The introduction always sucks, especially this one, because other than studio, I'm not even put 2 bricks together. So
nice.
I've never done studio.
It sucks.
Yeah, because people ask me all the time. I said, do you at the shows, do you do any planning or anything like that? And I said, I do nothing. I do no drawings. I do no studio. I do no computer. I do no paper. I do no planning. It's all up here. I get brick. I order what I think I need and the color I think I need, and I just dig in. I do no drawings. I do no design.
With that being said, I highly recommend everybody grab a piece of paper, grab studio. Don't do what he's doing.
No, do what we're doing. Let me tell you, you don't need pen and paper for studio.
For me, it works 95% of the time.
Yeah.
So.
I think the only thing I plan is how wide or long it'll be. That's it.
Oh yeah, I run into it all the time. I'm adding base plates and
Yeah.
because I built it too short or yeah, absolutely.
I've got buildings designed like to the T. But everybody, thanks for coming out. Thanks for hanging out. See everybody next week.
Thanks for having me on the show, Richard. It was great.
Button. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next week. Peace.
All righty. Take care.